The following program is hosted by immature, irreverent, obnoxious, and often disgusting young men. Listener discretion is advised.
This week on Nude Clan, Catherine review brought to you by Stomach Flu.
Shall we play a game?
Welcome to another episode of Nude Clan. I almost said Ultima Final Fantasy, but because we're supposed to do that first, it's all thrown off.
It's all thrown off,
You'd
man.
think that the intro song would have just, prepared you
Triggered
for Nude Clan.
them.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Never.
No, he doesn't pay attention to the intro song.
Yeah, I've heard it so many times, it just kind of goes.
Just the background. Kind of like how my car would beep all the time. It just became part of the background noise for me. But long story short, that's fixed now.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
With the
What
AC
about the-
thing, with the clicking?
No, that thing doesn't. No, it was the low oil pressure sound. The thing, the actual ding, 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 ding. That didn't mean anything. So that's finally fixed.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
What about the clicking? Say something.
No, that's still there. I found out. But that only happens when you turn the hot air to cold air.
No.
And since
It only
it's-
happens
No.
when you try
say
to
it only
use it.
happens that way, but that's bullshit because sometimes it would just happen.
No, it's only when you switch the
not
flow
true.
of air is when it happens.
This is not true, man.
Because it only happens when I first start up the vehicle.
Switch the flow of air. It deafens you right as you start up the vehicle.
Yeah, but it's a sick double beat, though.
All right.
Anyway,
You're
yeah.
delusional.
This week, we're gonna be reviewing Catherine, because I finally beat it.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
How does it feel?
Well, it felt very watery and burny at the time.
Oh,
but-
really?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
wonderful.
Got sick, and I was going to go to bed, and then suddenly I had to shit, and it was all water. And then I kept shitting, and so it's like, all right, I'm going to hold it in, and I'm going to clean this shit up, and then I'm going to go grab my TV and my PS3, and I'm going to beat this fucking Catherine game, because I'm going to be in here for a while. And I was for about 4 hours, and I beat it, so.
You sat on the toilet and played Catherine?
Yeah, I did, yeah. Shitting my life away for that game.
Nice. Were you streaming?
Yeah, of course. Okay, every once in a while, you just get some nice water on water.
Streaming the streams.
Yeah. So I did finish it. It did take an illness, but, I got that going. And then I also played some God of War. So,
Nice.
speaking of games that we've
The
been
game
playing
you
this
finally
week.
wanted to play.
Yeah, the game I've wanted to play since I got it, like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, it's more than that. It's now a month ago to the day. Because you got it like a day early, didn't you?
Oh, shit, I think you're right. It took a month to kind of get into it. That's bullshit. Fucking Catherine. And Vagrant Story. Fuck those games.
Hard games, man. Hard games in
Yeah.
a row.
They are. They're both hard, yeah.
Yeah. At least one of I don't know about Vagrant Story.
Oh, it's...
But I imagine since Joe sang a song about it.
Yeah, I only sing songs about important things. So, that was helpful.
When you come out with your Bounty album,
Oh, fuck, man. I should have sang a song for Bounty, but it's too late now.
no, it's never too late.
The energy, the emotion's not with me
Just
anymore.
go watch that episode again,
Yeah, I listened to it like a bunch of times.
I've listened to it a bunch of times. It's really...
and it really just
listening
brings
to
you joy
Caleb
now.
Craig is...
It just makes you happy.
And one of my favorite phrases comes from you, Cameron, when you said, you just do a little spitteroo.
Yes. Oh man!
So now I say spitteroo a lot.
Because when I said spinaroo, that's when you make your guy just do this little fucking spastic thing where he's shooting every direction at the same time. I love it.
It's ridiculous listening how much I listen to myself. I listen to my
not surprising.
shows,
Not surprising.
but I'm not necessarily listening to them for me. I'm listening to them. I listened to that episode for other people. I was the worst one on that episode, but everybody else was really great.
What I think you need to do, since you're doing your charity streams for your film that's upcoming,
The Joe charity stream.
Yes.
you should totally do Bounty Hunter. For,
13 hours of Bounty
no.
Hunter. You got to do that.
Beat
Here's
it
the
in one
deal.
sitting.
I'm not doing the 13-hour things. I just can't do it while I'm taking care
And
of the
then,
animals.
no,
It's
no,
impossible.
Joe, what about this? Every time you die, you need to be paid $5 to start over.
You would just die like once, and then
No one would be on the stream. Here's the thing. Schweiss always takes my fire. Because of the time that Schweiss usually streams, everybody goes see Schweiss. Then I come in, and it's like past lunchtime, nearly time for work to end. That's what I'm assuming. No one watches me.
You got to watch in the evenings. That's when a
Yeah,
lot
no
of
one
people
watches
come
my
in.
streams either whenever I stream. It's kind of pointless.
It could just be us,
Yeah.
Cameron. It
No,
could
no,
just
no,
be me
it-
and you.
I usually stream in the mornings too, so it's
It could be the time, because I usually stream way fucking late in the day.
I found the
I
best
say
time.
nobody, but there are people who watch me, and I really appreciate it.
I found the best time to stream is like 4, and this is for our audience because they're kind of everywhere. You start around like 4 o'clock because I used to get off work around 4:30, so I'd probably start at 5, and then you kind of keep going until like 11:30, and then the people that are still hanging on from like 4 o'clock are still there, like in the background, and like occasionally they'll chip in their 2 cents, and then like you start getting a lot of people in the evening times. So that's when people are getting off work, like on the East Coast and shit. The shitty part about that is when you like have to shut it down, and there's like,
People
like
in the-
everyone that shows up is showing up, and you're like,
People
fuck.
on the East Coast will be getting off work around 3:30 our time.
Yeah, so I think it's like they're sitting down for the night.
Yeah.
Not work, like ready for bed almost.
Yeah.
That's what I found.
Tuck me in, Daddy
That'd be
Schweiss.
Okay, well, I guess now's a good time to talk about it. So I'm trying to raise money for that movie that I wrote a little while ago called The 13th Cross, and so far we're at 20% funded, in large part thanks to the people who listen to Geekdom Entertainment podcasts, including this one. So I just want to give a big thank you to those who have donated to the movie so far. Like really, and I'm going to be crafting some thank you emails today and doing some shout outs. So it's going to be the second half of my day, is making sure that you guys are kind of covered there. But man, I can't believe how good the response has been for this movie as far as the Indiegogo campaign is. I mean, 20%. We've already raised more money than we ever raised for Emmanuel's song.
well, they saw Emmanuel's song and they loved it.
So
mean,
I did get an email
So what'd you do with a
from
smaller
Joe
budget?
asking for me to pledge some money, and I did get a Facebook message from Paige asking me to pledge some money. So
Okay.
yeah, you guys are definitely reaching out to everyone.
Yeah, so here at Geekdom, Joe will harvest your information. Whenever Joe has a project
Hold on
coming
now.
up, he will take your email and he will use it.
It was different this
For
time.
spam.
It was slightly different this time.
What, you
Here's-
just hit?
Well, first
reply all
let me
to
do
the-
let me do the positive part of this thing. Okay. So it's at Indiegogo.com. You can check it out there. It's also, if you look on our Twitch channel right now, down below where like all the little boxes are, there's a little image that says the 13th Cross. You can click on that and go through our Indiegogo page, or there's also a donate button that will donate instead of donating to the Twitch channel, we'll donate directly to the movie. So if you guys want to help out in that way, I really appreciate it. It's kind of been my dream. As many of you guys know, I've been obsessed with movies for a long time. It's been my dream since I was about 10 years old. There's a little school journal entry that says, I want to be a movie director like Steven Spielberg. So this isn't a Steven Spielberg movie at all, but it's a crazy little movie about a guy who wants to get into heaven by killing pedophiles, which
Good way to
it's a
go.
very
It sounds
loose
insane.
description, but yeah.
Schweiss can vouch for me that the script is good.
Yeah, it's good.
Craig read an early draft of the script and said it's not as bad as the other scripts I've written. So that's right.
So you like it more than the Emmanuel song one?
Why
I
don't you,
never read the Emmanuel song one.
Yeah.
Why don't you give me the script? Where's my copy of the script for my
Sparker
feedback?
said he thought your email reads like a Nigerian prince offering me $1 million.
Hold on now. Okay, so yeah, I really appreciate those who have given so far, and this is just a reminder. So please, please, $5-10, it'll go a long way if a whole lot of people do it. So I really appreciate your guys' help, and in response to that, I'm going to be advertising the movie as well as streaming solidly. I was doing this for UFF, and I beat Type 0 very quickly because of it.
That's why.
I was doing like 5-hour marathon streams of Type 0, and then now I'm going to be doing like big, long chunk streams of God of War until that's done this week.
Huh.
And then I'll be starting Bloodborne probably about Thursday.
So you're saying the best way to encourage Joe to beat games in a timely manner is to pay him to do it directly.
You're not paying me. I'm not making any money off of this movie, Cameron. I don't know if you know that. You can look at the budget to find out. I'm not making any money off of this movie.
I'm going to require the fee.
Schweiss gets a 10% cut
for my voice to work. Yeah, 10% of 0.
Schweiss, we have discussed he might be playing the part of the Bible narrator.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that.
Yeah.
I'm going to put on like my southern accent and just like read these verses like fire and brimstone heavy. I want to do it so bad. I was reading and I was like, oh, that would be way fun.
Oh boy.
Try to go all Kratos voice.
So
Super deep.
Yeah. Boy.
So I mean, if you want to help us out, that's the way to do it. Now, about that email that I sent out to every single person who's ever emailed me or I have ever emailed in my life. I got an email parser extension for Chrome. So every page that I visited, it would pull all the email addresses out of. Because I'm not very good at organizing my email. I don't save contacts. I don't do any of that shit. So all I did was use the email parser, and it pulled everything on there. So there's a likelihood that you got an email. There is an unsubscribe button. You can unsubscribe and never get an email from me.
But you said you've
have to
emailed every email that you've ever come in
I
contact
totally have
with.
one, yeah.
So you must have like emailed Domino's and whatnot and all that.
I went through and tried to get because the email parser put it on an Excel sheet.
Oh, okay.
And then I went through and just tried to get rid of ones that look spammy or people that I didn't want to email. And then businesses or info@yada.com and stuff like that. So I tried to get rid of most of those.
So after you got rid of all of them, how many emails in total did you email?
400.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It wasn't that many. It wasn't
No.
as many as I thought.
I was expecting like thousands on that list.
No, it was initially 1,200, and then I had to get rid of repeats and stuff like that. Then it slowly
Rookie numbers.
curtailed down. I took down,
Rookie.
I'm not an
numbers.
emailer, Cameron. I'm just not. Anyways, guys, there will probably be only 2 emails during this campaign. One is to tell you about the project, and one is to say, hey, the project is almost ending. That'll be the last week, so... but I'll never be pulling.
You know what
that
you should have
stuff again
done?
twice.
You should have put like people are never going to read the email, but you'd hope they would in there on that list. Just like higher level actors and whatnot.
Yeah, but then you'd have to go through IMDb Pro, and you got to do that per person. You can't just be like list of actors' emails.
Just like a few that you'd like what if he actually read it, and what
Yeah.
if he actually was interested?
And it wouldn't even go to the actor; it'd go to their representation,
Right.
And likely their representation's company,
But what
Who would
if?
just delete the shit out
who
of
would
it.
just be like, "What the fuck is this?" Nah.
You miss 100% of shots you don't
I bet
take.
you Clint Eastwood probably
Well,
reads
that's
his own emails.
Well, that's the whole point of the agent thing. Is the agent is a barrier to the actor for people who are professional. So if you have an agent, then an agent can contact another agent, and the agent will take that seriously. And then they're the kind of leeway in between the actors. Now you can contact them directly in certain ways, but it's like, I mean, you're taking a risk. So
Well, what's the risk? Like if they what's
Cameron,
this Joe
Cameron,
person?
at a $7,000 budget, which is what we're asking for, that is actor salaries at minimum actor rate.
Yeah.
And then
I'm not
that's
saying,
one half of the budget, and then the
I'm
other
not
half of
saying
the budget
the actor
is
actually comes and performs for you, but just like what if they throw you just like a little bit of money, a little bit of something, Just you don't know what they could send you. It
that's
doesn't have
true,
to be an
that's
actual
true.
actor.
The other half of the budget is food, so that so that some people are willing to work for free, and then the people who are being paid minimums will be happy. And then the rest of the budget, by the way, like production design stuff and location, that's me. That's me paying for that.
Do you already have everyone selected, or everyone willing who's going to be a part of the film already figured out?
No, we just have the 3 main people right now. So it's just me, Paige, and Parker.
Oh,
Everybody else is kind of we're going back and forth. We got to get a sound guy. That's like the most important thing outside of the actors. Is a sound guy that we can depend on. We found that out on Emmanuel's song. Like we've learned a lot of lessons on Emmanuel's song about like how to get this done right. One thing was paying the actors, because getting actors to work for free, especially for a 2-week shoot, which this movie's going to be, 2 6-day weeks. They're probably going to be 12-hour days too. That's to do that for free is impossible. You can't do that. So we have to pay some people something. So guys, we could really use your help, and thank you very much to the people who've already donated. I know for a fact, at least 7 of our donors were podcast listeners. So
Yeah, which is crazy because you didn't really announce it.
No, I didn't even really announce it. But yeah, it's a crazy little movie. I'm really excited about it. Really passionate about it. And heck, if you're in the Utah area, you can help on crew if you want. You don't even have to be skilled in any way. We'll
heck, if you're in Utah, just come work for us too.
Just
for
come
free.
help out, man.
Pay us and then come work for free.
No, you don't have
Yeah.
to. No. It's one or the other. You don't have to. You don't have to pay us to work for free. You just come.
I guess it's not free if you're paying for it, though, is it? Work for
You're paying for your own gas to get to the place. Then you're getting food. Hopefully, it depends on how much we raise, but that'll be the sacrifice, is the food, unfortunately. But anyways, we are at 20%, 4 days into the campaign, so that's actually not bad at all. That's
How long is
pretty
your
good.
campaign?
It's a month. It's a whole month, so it'll be ending. I want to say it'll be ending like June 14th or 15th. So get on it, Craig.
Yeah, Craig.
Yeah, I'll just donate the rest, I guess.
$5 or $10, man. Just $5 or $10. That's all I'm asking for.
You got
anyways,
$5,
You get
right,
$5.
Craig?
You get $5.
Maybe.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Craig. Really appreciate your enthusiasm for the
Yeah, I
project.
read the script.
He did his part.
You didn't read the new script.
It's true. I do need to
Oh,
read the
thanks.
script.
All right. What were we talking about?
Games that we've been playing this week.
Games that we've been playing. I played Type 0, and I played God of War. And God of War is a beautiful game. Type 0 is... It's all right.
Really not?
It's all right.
It's okay looking, yeah. They did upscale it
For a
the PS4.
PSP game
Yeah.
put on the PS4, I guess it looks about like what that would look like.
How close did it look to the Digimon game?
Looks better than Digimon.
Type 0? Are you serious?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't look bad. It looks, I mean, Digimon's a cartoony, and this one's like
Yeah.
the realistic cartoony look that the Final Fantasy games have, like
Okay.
the anime-ish.
Yeah, but
that
it's-
weird middle ground look.
Yeah.
The textures and stuff and the lighting is cooler.
I was
but
just trying to
I
pull
don't think
on a
it-
game that
I don't think it
I don't
actually
know,
looks
man.
was
like
a handheld
better
game that was upscaled to the PS4.
No, I
So-
think the backgrounds and stuff in Type 0 definitely do look better because they're not recycled constantly.
Oh yeah, the level design is better.
Oh, level design? Okay.
yeah, for a PSP, it's a PSP game. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
And the gameplay, I would say, just as a little mini review, gameplay's a little clunky, but it's fun. It's a good, fast-paced battle system.
Ares!
Hey!
My enemies!
Thank you.
And my life is yours!
That's too long.
That's a little long there, Schweiss.
It's perfect.
You should just change it to boy.
Yeah.
Boy.
Maybe.
Maybe. You're not ready.
I need to look up how many times it says boy in the game.
I don't know if anybody's gone through the game and counted yet.
Oh, somebody did.
Oh, okay. All right, well. What have you been playing, Craig?
God of War and Dragon Quest VII. That's pretty much all
That's
I've been
it?
playing, yeah.
Wow, just those two, huh?
Yep, just those two.
How far are you in Dragon Quest?
Now I'm about 20 hours in, so, I've got 80 left.
It's that long?
Oh, yeah. 7, 8, and 9 are the longest, and apparently 11 is just as long. So that's going to be fun.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
At least there's less games than at UFF.
Yeah, it's true. We don't get 10, which is an MMO
Yeah.
on the Wii.
Yeah, what? What were they
Well,
thinking?
they moved it to like PS4 and Switch now, I think.
In Japan.
In Japan, but they
Yeah.
haven't brought it over here. So.
Okay.
So we don't have to play it.
Okay.
Good.
Cameron.
This week I really only played just a little bit of God of War and a little bit of Overwatch. I really didn't have much time this week to play games just because I was at my work conference for 3 days in a row, and when I got back I was just too tired to really want to play anything. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So just a little bit of those 2 games.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Respectable amount.
When are you going to start? When are you going to really start, Cameron?
This week.
This week?
Yeah.
Okay. I was excited for your God of War, but I got to it too fast, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, even if I had crushed it,
box it.
even if I had crushed it, if I didn't have the conference, I probably could have had it ready for you by now.
It was really shitty. I got GameFly. I put God of War at the top of my list. They sent me Bloodborne, which was the second one on my list.
So Craig told me they do that sometimes.
Yeah, they do that if something has more availability
not
than the
available.
other.
Yeah.
So you got to only put one thing.
That's what I've been doing, is only putting the one thing. And I got God of War maybe like 4 days
It's
after
like,
its release.
I want this GameFly.
That's how I learned to
one.
manipulate their system. If you want a specific game from GameFly, guys, you put it at the only thing in your queue.
We can't give them anything else. We got to buy another copy. Hurry!
What's crazy to
guy's
me
serious.
is, had I known about GameFly when we started this podcast, this would be
How
called the
much-
GameFly podcast. We wouldn't have done old games. We would be doing only new release or newish releases.
And no, just the amount of money we could have saved. But then
I
we wouldn't
know.
have we just wouldn't have any giveaways.
I can't. We wouldn't have had to buy half of these. Oh my god!
We don't even do the giveaways though. We're like 2 behind.
Oh no! I guess we have to buy some giveaway games.
Oh, fuck. We're behind.
Yeah, we got to do some drawings.
We also have to send some trophies
I know.
and a Game Boy Advance. We got a lot of shit we got to send.
Oh, we should probably get on top of that.
Yeah.
It's all at Schweiss's house.
You've been sick a couple days, Schweiss. You had all the time.
Not really.
He had to beat
I had to go to
Catherine.
work still. I didn't
Oh.
just stay home. I can't stay home anymore. I get in trouble.
You've already used all your time off.
No, I haven't. But I'll still get in trouble for it. They're fucking douchebags. They're like, oh, you called out twice in the 90-day period. If you do it again, I'm going to have to give you a written warning. I'm like, okay, well, what's the point of having time off if you can't be sick and
Wait.
stay home?
You said called out, but could you schedule time off and be fine?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's
I
Just
could,
do
I
that.
could.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I could do that.
I'm like, they don't let you schedule all time off, more than a couple of times in a 90-day period. That sounds a little like you might need the help of an organization to back you in your desires.
No.
You might have to pay them some dues.
You might have to pay them like $26 worth of dues or whatever. It was like tiny amount.
Yeah,
Sounded like.
I mean, but the backing of a large
Yeah.
organization of like-minded people to kind of lend each other
if
helping
they're
hands.
like-minded.
Protect the
Yeah.
employee just a little bit,
Yeah.
you know?
Nah, those. We all laugh at those. We all laugh at those things. Although most everybody's in one at work, honestly. There are like
sounds
5 of
like
us that aren't.
sounds like you're just free game to just let all the hatred out on you because everyone else is in the
A
same
lot of
zone.
people pulling you around. Yeah, you're not in the club yet, so everybody's going to be really shitting on you. I mean, it would be in your own self-interest here, Schweiss.
Not really. I don't pay protection money. I don't get pushed around by the mob. I kill the gangsters.
No, I think this is a little too big for you.
I don't think so.
I think this organization is a little too big for you to take it on.
I don't, my boss is like
the
a head shorter
package,
than I am, so I don't think so.
as the package bitch.
Got to take it down from the inside.
I've got a new boss. She's also shorter than me too, though. So I can
okay.
take them both.
Is she nicer?
What if one stood on the other shoulders? Could you still take him on then?
Probably. I mean, I can't imagine that would be very coordinated.
You don't know. They could practice.
They could be. They could be like retired trapeze artists that decided to work for the
Perfect
post
balance.
office.
Yeah,
you
like-
got one punching you around the face, or the other one's punching around the midriff. I mean, there's 4 arms there in that situation.
True, yeah, true. The balance though would be poor. Yeah, I
Sweep
find
the leg,
out
Johnny.
that they match your years in both military time and in like the circus. It's like the other weird little. Every year you spent in the circus gives you 1 more year of seniority at the post office,
That sounds right.
so you can handle the high stress madness. Yeah. But there's some things that are going to happen soon, and if I'm not part of them, I might end up quitting.
Wow.
Because if they hire a bunch of people and I'm not
Like
one
a
of them,
birthday party or something. If you're not part of it, you're quitting.
yeah.
Okay.
If I'm not one of the ones they hire, which they've already said that I would be, but they don't know for sure. It's going to be a long time before I get like truly hired on, and I won't be getting a ton of hours. So I'm probably going to find another job if they do that.
Oh, okay.
Which would suck because I don't want to do that, but I also don't want to work part time with like no benefits for however long that takes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Huh. I wonder why someone wouldn't want to do that.
Wouldn't want to what?
Work part-time, extremely part-time, with no
Forever.
benefits.
'Cause
Maybe
it's
like
retarded.
every Saturday. Like the bread store.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, Cameron, if you were as
Like,
good
is he
as
talking about me? Like, what is he angry at? What is? It's true. I don't have any benefits. I get Obamacare. Okay, what are you?
Cameron used to work at the bread store with me,
Yeah, it said
and
he
I
was
gave
extremely part
all of his
time.
money, all of his hours to the chick below.
Who was the manager at the other bread store that got shut down because it didn't do enough business, so she got put into our bread store.
Honestly, Cameron, and this is gonna hurt, but I would do the same thing again today, probably, because Tara is pretty good.
Because my bread stacking skills, were just so necessary for my current situation.
If you wanted it, you would have stacked it more finely.
More finely?
Yeah, there's like a
Is
way.
there an art to bread
There is,
stacking?
yeah. There's a nice. You grab the loaf. You grab the top. You like
Her
give it
years as a hostess employee just outdid my new exuberance of finding new customers.
That's right.
So,
Yeah, they did.
You found new customers, Cameron?
Yeah, I knocked on the fucking doors around that area, just let them know
Yeah,
that the
Cameron
bread
went
store's
door to
back
door
open.
while I slept in the office.
Yeah, on a fucking
good.
pile of bread. The dough king, if
It was
you
a
would.
throne of bread.
Dude, I used to just go over there because it was a brand new store. There'd be no customers. They had to realize, the customers around the area had to realize that the old bread
Yeah,
store
and the fucking they did
was
no
back
advertising.
open
And
as a
so
new thing.
we
Yeah.
just printed off tons of flyers, and I would stick them on fucking doors and knock on people's doors. Hey, remember that bread store? Yeah, we're back open.
Yeah,
now.
but I would just
New
hang out
management.
for like 6 people to come by. And I would be there for like 5 hours just chilling and talking to Cameron and Caleb.
You know what the sad part was? By the end, we were making more than the hostess one did
Yeah,
Really?
before I left. Yeah.
What?
Oh yeah.
And you guys weren't even that busy.
Not
See,
that
now they're
busy.
way more busy.
Oh yeah.
but-
Now it's
yeah.
like up there, but
That's crazy. Wow.
it's because I got a lot of the accounts that I had in Spanish Fork back.
Oh, very cool.
But yeah, those were good days. Those were simpler days.
You can ask for your job back.
very
No.
much simpler days.
No.
I'll never ask to work. For
I keep
those
seeing the yellow France truck every now and then. I'm like, I should do that again. He'd love that.
No.
people. Drive it.
No,
Oh,
that was
fuck
worse
that.
than this one, man.
Yeah, that was terrible.
As far as like what its effect on the podcast is. That's all I care about. I don't care about Schweiss's life or anything like that. I care about how it affects the podcast.
Well, the thing is I'm like, man, it's a good thing I don't have anything like important to do because these people would just fucking ruin that. Like, all right, plan on 12 hours. I'm like, Jesus Christ, like 12? What if I have things to do? Like, God, I don't, but I could. I mean, I
you
do.
don't.
I have games to play that I can't sometimes, but you know.
I got video games to get done.
I know,
man.
that's what I'm going to have to tell my boss. I'm like, so, I've got this gaming show, and I need to have either Sunday or Monday off for a little while. If you can kind of swing that for me, that'd be great. One or the other.
I straight up told my boss, like, it's a business. I own it. I make a little bit of money off of it. Could we please give me...
Yeah, but see, there's a difference there. Your boss will actually respect your decision.
It's weird that, I have a really good boss that
Mine
respects
do
me.
not care.
That wasn't that. It was when I was telling him that I would, I was going to quit, but I wouldn't mind staying on part-time if they need an extra guy to stick around for extra routes. And I explained to him, like, was doing podcasting and other stuff, and I would like to work on that. Yeah, I got a little bit of respect out of there. It was nice. Actually, at Domino's, when I worked there, I told them, can't work on Saturdays. I'm recording. It worked. That's it. So.
And didn't they, when they tried to schedule there, you just didn't show up? You just didn't go because you told them that you couldn't? I think I remember that.
I think that might have happened once, yeah. I said, no. I told you no.
I guess I am past my 90 days. I could just start really hardballing them.
Yeah. I don't know.
Be like, either, Sunday or Monday every week, one or the other.
Yeah.
You got to do it.
Do you work today?
No.
Oh.
I've had this is the first Sunday off I've had in like a month. It's kind of nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Well, we all know what everybody's been playing. But has anybody beaten a game?
I beat God of War.
While the pig squeal was going?
Yeah, I beat God of War.
What was that, Craig? One more?
Out of order.
You heard me.
Fucking thing took like 6 years to load. It wasn't as funny. So I was trying to cut you off at the
I know.
squeal again.
I know you were trying.
God of War.
Yep.
Good. Congratulations.
Which one?
Yeah, which one?
The new one, just God of War.
Oh, but there's another one that's just God of War, though.
God of War 2018.
You got to add that date.
So,
It's
Craig,
like Doom.
are you all caught up with your games?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he's actually ahead because they haven't done the last Dragon Quest review.
Yeah.
Things keep popping up, like Craig and Dylan.
Dylan's cat died last
Yeah.
night.
Wait, new cat or old cat?
The old cat.
Oh, yeah, she was...
She was
old,
Yeah,
though.
she was like 20 years old.
How could you share such a personal event on a podcast?
Please destroy my enemies
Thank you for your
and my life
It's for
is yours.
I spent a lot of time with that cat because I spent a lot of time with Dylan. Yeah, the cat's name is Blackie, right? That's the one who died?
yeah, I think
Oh
so.
my God, are you serious? I remember laughing about that in that
yeah.
fucking
A little
fan
kid.
fiction thing we read. Is like my mom called the black cat Blackie because that's just how my mom was. I'm like, what, racist? Like, Jesus.
Well, no, that's what kids will call it, whatever. Like if they got a spot on them, they're going to name the dog Spot or whatever because kids are shitty and stupid.
Should name
That's
it like
what it is.
Hole instead.
Gross.
Yeah, Hole.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. That was an old cat though. She lived a long ass time.
She did, yeah.
So-
Apparently she got really sick, and so he had to take her to the
okay.
vet.
Oh,
And then
too
they had to
bad.
put her down.
Oh, I feel bad for Dylan.
Yeah.
That sucks. I like that cat. She was such a nice cat. Such a nice cat.
It was not a great day for him yesterday.
Yeah.
So.
No, he slept with that cat for his entire life, as far as I know. So that sucks. That
Yeah.
sucks. Yeah. Everybody tell Dylan you're sad about his cat passing away.
Yeah, tweet him
Tweet him.
at DROM Media, I think.
Send him
This is his podcast Twitter handle.
Send him
Yeah.
a kitten. I'll send him Wayland.
No, he's got a new cat. I saw on Facebook.
Do
I think
do
he's
not
got a new
send him
cat.
cats.
With the,
Yeah, I think, with his girlfriend. I think so.
You
Yeah.
don't want a whole bunch of fucking cats at his door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, poor guy. That
Yeah.
sucks. Cameron, what games did you play?
Beat?
Beat.
Yeah. Overwatch.
What, you got to 100 in Prestige?
I did.
Okay,
Nice.
so there's nothing else.
No.
There's nothing else there. I think I'll count that.
Yeah.
We're all
I
cool
mean,
with
by
counting that?
by the rules that Craig and I had kind of discussed last time, he said,
Well,
Level 100
technically,
or
for
Prestige.
everybody, it's only, I would say only like level 50 because that's the last level trophy you get. But
No, Prestige.
personally, for me, I was going for the Prestige, which is at
Okay.
level 100.
How come you're not prestige, Greg?
I'm like level 89
Why is
I'm
Cameron?
close.
Why is Cameron there first? He started the game.
I'm already
before.
because he
I'm already
plays a
level
lot
5,
more.
Craig. Already level 5, Craig.
Congratulations.
Isn't that you remember
takes
those?
one game?
Yeah, you remember the old days in COD when you would prestige and you'd be like level 10 by the end of the first round because you're like a god.
Yeah.
I miss that.
Yeah.
Now they're shitty. So
Well,
prestige.
Call of Duty remaster. What is it? Call of Duty Modern
4.
Warfare 2 remastered is coming out soon.
Oh wow.
I know. We're gonna have to jump on that. Old get some streams going for some throwing knife matches on Rust.
Oh yeah. It's happening, guys. The LAN
man.
party will return.
Oh, man.
We'll probably be at home, but it'll return in a way.
Yeah.
Caleb will be at the post office. That's where he's not gonna be able to join that up.
That's a good point. Yeah, I usually work
Yeah,
at horrible times.
yeah, you do. You really do.
Unless you guys want to play at like 3 a.m.
Anybody?
Yeah. Anybody
I
else?
mean, I get off work at 2 a.m.
Greg, we could play.
It's true. We could.
You guys and your just nonconformist jobs.
Sorry.
The 9 to
Cameron.
5.
Yeah, the 9 to 5.
You actually work
is-
like 7 to 3:30.
So the 9 to 5 is just the term of having a regular job using regular hours.
Look, waking
yes,
up
I
at
actually
5
work
is
from
not
7
regular.
to 3:30, but it's the same amount of fucking time. Just I'm 9 to 5 on the East Coast. How about that?
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
7 to 3:30.
Yeah.
Regular old shift.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of wish I kind of had that with FedEx. Some days would be 8-hour days.
I worked under 8 yesterday. It's because I gave up like half of my last break, and I just said, "Fuck it, I'm out."
Yeah,
of
but you
here."
didn't wake up and then go to work and then come home.
That's true. I woke up, played games for about 4 hours. then I
Yeah,
went
it's
to
a
work.
little different. It like screws up your life when the second half of your day is the work part. I don't know.
It can.
It's
I
real
don't know.
shitty.
You get used to it.
Yeah, I know you get used to it. I used to do it.
You get used to not sleeping too.
Yeah,
Although
I
you
slept,
never
though.
truly get used to it, because then days like today happen where you just sleep forever, and then you wake up and you don't want to get up.
Yeah.
Joe's here, and so it's already a bad start. The first person you see in the morning is Joe, and it's like, ugh.
Well, you can go fuck yourself. I'm gonna leave now.
I beat Catherine this week.
Congratulations, twice.
Thank you.
I beat Final Fantasy Catherine, right? Ah, shit. Okay. I beat
Final Fantasy, Catherine.
I beat Final Fantasy Type 0 this week.
Nice.
I beat it in 3 days, and
Oh my God, we all beat something this week.
that's
Wow.
weird.
Wow.
The planets have aligned.
We've had weeks where like none of us beat a thing. But you know what's still sad? Joe's still beating you, Cameron.
I know. He beat a game, Craig. I see that.
He's still beating you by multiple games, Game.
Don't worry, we got Bloodborne. to
The same
calm
gap
down.
between me and Cameron is the same gap between me and you, by the way. Caleb Craig and Caleb Schweiss are tied this week at King Hog with 10 games beaten so far this year.
That's sad.
I am at 8 games beaten so far this year, and Cameron is at 6 games beaten so far this year.
Joe's going to be one behind us this week unless we beat something, because he's going to finish God of War.
Yep.
What if I finish Bloodborne?
I don't think that's happening.
Yeah.
Like at all.
Come on. Schweiss, how about you take a week off
And then we play Bloodborne.
and we play all the Crystal Chronicle games?
Oh. You know, I don't quite have a week, but I might be able to take...
I mean, it would be ridiculous.
How long are those games?
15 hours is the longest one on how long to beat.
How many are there?
There's
There
6.
are a lot. Some of them are tower defense games, though. 2 of them, I believe, which is very strange. And I didn't know that for years and years. And then somebody mentioned it, and then I Googled it, and I was like, oh, my God, it is. That's going to be like an hour. So,
Anyway, it's an idea. But do we want to... do we got a question we got to answer?
Yep, I got a couple.
Okay.
All right, so the first one is from Francis T. Finnegan. It says, favorite script or story of a game. If you want to make it even more challenging, exclude all Final Fantasy games, but I'll leave the choice up to you guys.
well, it does make it harder.
Favorite script for a game?
He's saying best story.
Yeah, that's exactly.
'Cause there's no way to actually see the script.
Well, it says favorite script and or story.
So best
Same thing.
best dialogue
Either
and
or, yeah.
story combination, aka best story. It's weird when people like separate character from story. It's like, Because some people are like, well, the characters are really great, but the story's not great. Those are really just two like pieces of story: character, setting, pace, dialogue. That's all one thing called story. There's plot. That's a little different, but whatever. It's stupid to be like in the weeds about character versus story. It's retarded.
That's
Okay.
true. Yeah, if you have good characters, the story should be good. Because they wouldn't be good characters if
They
the
wouldn't be
story
good
wasn't
characters if the story wasn't good, and the story's not going to be good if you have flat characters. It's impossible to have a good story if your characters are not.
I guess Final
Exactly.
Fantasy VI is a terrible game then.
That's why
You can have like side characters that.
why
don't
Star
mean
Wars
anything.
Episode
But you
7
also
is
don't
shitty.
like FF6, and you can go fuck
No, I'm
yourself.
just saying, if you can't separate the characters, then Final Fantasy VI having 12 characters and 6 of them, or more than 6 of them, like 8 of them being complete trash. Just saying.
But if they're not focused on, they're not really.
And the
part
villain
of
is
the
complete
story.
trash.
That's
So,
different. It's different, Craig. It really is
It's not.
different.
It's not.
You're
Because
wrong.
you can't separate the characters.
Wrong.
It's your logic.
What do you mean you can't separate the characters?
You just said you can't separate the characters from the story, otherwise it's retarded.
No. To say like it's impossible. Whatever. There is. Would you say that the story of 6 is good and that the characters are bad, Caleb? No, you wouldn't. No.
Because I
There's
don't like
no-
6 anyway.
So people who
I mean,
say
I do,
like,
but I don't. At
I
the same
think
time.
character is more important than story, and then there's some people who go, I think story is more important than characters. Like, aren't they just both important and both just story? That's what they are. Come on.
It depends.
There's no point in having a character without a story. There's no point in having a story without a character.
Well, you can have a story with like a
You
kind
can
of
be
empty
telling
character
you
and it'd be
things
great,
with no
and then you can
story.
have like an empty
Explain
story.
Star
with a
Wars
great
Episode
character.
7 then. If you need good characters to have a
I like
good
the characters
story.
in 7. Fuck you.
What are their names? No, just kidding.
Ray, Poe,
Yeah, 3-letter names.
Kylo
That's the only
Ren.
reason why. Yeah,
Kylo
3.
Ren.
3 Ren.
I got this shit. Whatever, man. BB-8.
3.
BB-8's a great
Traitor.
That's true. Yeah, when people don't like BB-8, I'm like, there's a lot of things not like about the new movies, and BB-8's not one of them, man.
Anyway,
If you're gonna get mad at the Porgs.
my exact point was I didn't want to get stuck in the
Fucking
weeds with
porgs.
this.
I wish they
I
kept the
didn't
porgs
want to
in
get stuck in the weeds with this.
Then answer the question.
Okay.
the way they had storyboarded them.
I mean, it's been a long time since I played it, but I think Metal Gear Solid 3 had a really just, if we're talking non-Final Fantasy games, story-based.
What
Games.
Final Fantasy game would overcome it, though? To be honest, like
I feel this is just going to make us fall back onto what our
As-
favorite
I mean,
games
it
are
would-
anyway.
It would kind of go
I mean,
into
there's the God of War games, that fantastic story, and then I think I'm just going to fall onto Fallout 3. Anyways, for that story, my first glimpse into the post-nuclear war world, and that to me was a great story. I loved it.
Fallout 3 is pretty sweet.
I'm
Liberty
thinking-
Prime,
I'm thinking Metal Gear Solid 3.
greatest character of all time.
Just
Better
really,
dead
really
than
great
red.
story. A lot of great dialogue. A lot of great characters. Therefore, probably really great script. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. So yeah, it is basically asking us what our favorite video game story is outside of Final Fantasy.
I don't know. For me, maybe Hellblade. Hellblade had a really great story, and so did the new God of War. To be honest, that was crazy.
Yeah, so far it's pretty good. I'm less than a fourth of the way through it, but so far it's pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
probably on par with Joe right now. Then, how far I am.
Yeah, you're pretty close. I think.
Did you get to the new realm or whatever? Okay, no.
So I drained the lake, and I walked across the bridge, met the dwarf brother, and fought the things there. and
You're a
then
little behind me. You're not far behind me.
Okay.
Yeah.
you're also not that far behind me because I've been doing side stuff for like. 20
And so
hours.
I spent I think 5 hours on that fucking lake, landing everywhere I could, trying to find
so did
everything I could.
twice.
I opened that fucking big old gate to the south of the lake, and I wanted to go further into the gate area that I opened, but I thought that might advance the story in a way I didn't want to go just yet. So I left like a fucking idiot and continued the main story. Now I can't go back.
You'll be able to go back.
Okay.
All right.
you will.
There is a in the weeds comment here. Batman as a character is a great character. Doesn't necessarily have good storylines, is what I'm thinking, because I'm only seeing half of that text right now.
He's a good character in
bad storylines.
There
Here's
are
the
some
deal.
bad storylines.
Maybe this just tells more about me. I don't like the bad Batmans that are bad. It doesn't make it entertaining just because Batman's in it. Fuck that. I like the Nolan Batmans and the first Tim Burton Batman. That's it. And I also don't understand comics that don't have a story that go anywhere. They just like keep telling the same thing.
No, they have-
there's no
they-
chronological thing. And
There
it's
is though.
different
Like, they have
editions of like, well,
have
this
story
universe
arcs.
is this. Yeah, I don't.
they have things that happen, and that's a story arc, and then it continues.
I don't
and then
know.
that's another story.
I don't know. Maybe it just tells more about me. That comment about character and story being separated.
That's true, yeah,
I don't
because
know.
Batman Forever is still shitty.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
There's-
really kind of like a part of where this argument comes from. Someone told us we should base. Earlier on in the podcast, someone was like, "Oh, we should have out of 10 for character and out of 10 for story," and I was like, "What the fuck? Why would you separate those two scores out when you're scoring something like?" The character category is this, or the story category is this. It's like, what? They're combined, man.
They're combined, yeah.
they're like
but
a
it's
zipper.
but at the same time, it's like there has to be some disconnect, because you can have like a really great character that makes up for a bad story, and then you can have like because
So
just
you're
having
saying,
the
like-
character in that situation makes
I would
it
just call
better.
that a flawed story.
I would call that a Nick Cage or a
Because
Dwayne
doesn't
Johnson.
the character's progression through whatever he's doing
Yes,
create the story?
That's what a story is.
So I'm with
It's
Joe
the
on
characters.
this. The character, like the protagonist, helps drive the story.
the characters
and if he's a good,
are going through
if he's a good
something.
character, he's going to make a good story.
Yes.
I mean, you
think-
can drop him in a shitty situation, but if he's a good character, he could then, yes, make it better because he's a good character.
I
And
think
it's-
what it is they're good actors playing bad characters and bad stories. So you have a
See,
Rock,
there's that. There's
have a-
good
you have
actors
a-
in shitty roles. That's different.
you have a Dwayne Johnson
That is
who's a
different.
shitty or kind of plain character and a not great story. The movie's more fun because he's there, but it's not necessarily character
Well,
or plot development. It's
Fucking
just-
Dwayne Johnson
Okay,
doesn't
well-
play anyone other than Dwayne Johnson.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
And my life is yours.
That's a good point.
Thank you for
Me,
that.
they're like one and the same. The main character has to be going through something in order for the story to be happening. And then you're not going to give a shit about the character or the story if the character's not doing anything or is not interesting. And the character's only interesting because they're doing something or something's being done to them. It's one of the two things. Like you can't separate them. They're really part of the same coin. Really. So
I was just trying to think
maybe
of
the
a.
art of it, maybe the art of the character, how the character looks, you can separate that.
No.
So a Batman design.
Yeah.
I like the way it looks. It's kind of like how I watch Godzilla movies sometimes. Like, awesome.
You like
Isn't
the
that
way
just-
Godzilla looks?
That's a cinematography versus story, though.
Yeah, that's a little different.
And you can use cinematography
helps
to help
story.
tell story. So,
And cinematography can be distracting from story,
yeah.
but it doesn't necessarily need to be there in order for story to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that one I could separate a lot easier than character and story because the writer wrote both. It's all part of the same thing. Whatever.
Yeah, I like Metal
Done.
Gear Solid 3 a lot too.
And see, Batman's a harder thing to look at because people like the idea of Batman and what Batman's supposed to be. But there's so many different iterations of Batman that the character versus story thing, I think, still fits. You can't separate Batman out of as one thing out of all the story because there's so many different versions of Batman, each in his own little story arc, that he's part of that story arc.
Okay, so when you're judging a story arc, are you judging it on Batman or are you
The
judging
idea of Batman or
on
the
the whole
Batman
piece.
in that story.
it as story
So-
and character?
it should be judged by
combined.
itself, personally.
Yeah.
The thing that bothers me is when, like, and Jake has said this before, where he's like, it's a great game, but it's not a great Resident Evil. I'm like, Resident Evil is a game, though, so if it's a great game, it is a great Resident Evil. It's just not a traditional Resident Evil. Like, Resident Evil 4 is not
The whole
anything
argument
like
about
Resident Evil 1.
long-lasting game series where people want something different, but not too different. But
Yeah,
we just want different
That's
enough.
what you have to do. That's what Korn
Yeah.
does as a band. They fucking change. They went dubstep for a while when dubstep was the big thing, and they're still a huge band because they move. They
Although
alter.
I don't like bands that alter too much in that defense.
Yeah, and then I listen to the new Godsmack album, and I'm disgusted by what I hear.
Take like Maroon 5 when they had that
I'm unbroken.
that one album, and they come out with the current stuff they're coming with. I just can't listen to it.
Schweiss, guess what? I heard that song on the radio. I slipped on K-Bear 101. I just wanted to see.
Which one?
I just was going to listen to the radio one day, and that was immediately what was on. I was like, oh my God, it's actually a radio single, and it's on the radio. So it's a legitimate.
What song?
I assume it's a legitimate hit.
But I think it's Bulletproof is what it is.
Bulletproof. I'm bulletproof.
It's terrible.
What is it?
It's a new Godsmack album.
Oh, really?
It's a piece of shit.
The new Godsmack single is awful, and the Godsmack album seems not great.
There's nothing good on there.
There's one that's fine near the end. I don't know what it's
They're
called.
changing.
fine.
They're changing to the times.
Terrible.
No, they're changing to when we were in high school is what they're changing to.
Huh.
So they're changing with the times years ago. They missed it. They missed the boat.
You know, sometimes about being an artist, you have to try to predict what will be popular, and sometimes you just miss the fucking mark.
No, or you accidentally, you have like a dartboard and it's like, all right, there's future dates and then there's the past. And they throw the dart and it landed on
But see, sometimes the
2009,
trends and
now they're
styles
fucked.
and sounds will become popular again. I listened
It really
to this
sounds like
cool,
they're trying to do the band that opened for them. When we saw them, they're trying to do
They're
that.
trying to
band.
do that, man.
They're trying to do
I don't know
that.
why though. You could just do the same shit and
It's
be
not
fine.
good.
No, I listened to this really cool documentary on YouTube where it was that reverb drum sound that was really popular in the 80s.
Yeah.
And how it went back
Yeah,
to dry drum
I
sound
saw
in the
that one
90s,
too.
but then it came back. It's coming back again. It's sometimes sounds become popular again.
No,
over
yeah,
time.
and high-waisted jeans are also coming back too, and they're driving me fucking nuts. Oh God! And then I get the Defenders. I think they're really sexy. No, you just liked a girl, and the girl was wearing the high-waisted jeans. Okay, and then I found the fucking SNL parody from only fucking like 8 years ago, guys. SNL parody with Tina Fey called "Mom Jeans." I put it on
remember
there. It's
that.
like those are the jeans that are becoming like huge
know.
right now, and they're disgusting. It's too much. It's just too much information in those jeans. It's like, ugh.
Too much pen.
I think those jeans are just
Not enough
they're
flash.
just not. They're just not flattering on anybody. They make everybody look like a weird, just that weird bleh shape. It's just a weird shape going on with the human body when it's like they got a tiny little shirt and then huge, like the
All right,
pant
guys.
area is just really
Your challenge
long.
is to find someone who looks good in mom jeans and send all of those pictures to Joe.
Oh, yeah. Just tweet them at Joe. Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
someone
fill
tweeted me an anime character wearing mom jeans, and I was like, "What the fuck is this? What is this? You proving your point? Because it's not a real fucking person."
Yeah,
Anyway.
they can't honestly pull off mom jeans.
No one can really pull off mom jeans, and that's what they are. Fuck you calling it high-waisted jeans. They're mom jeans. That's all they're gonna be called. They're just mom jeans. They got to cover up that front flap. That's what they're there for.
Pen.
Mom jeans.
Wait, the front flap, like the vag? Is that what you're
No,
saying there?
like
Of course, he goes
The old
there.
flap.
saggy,
other clothing
saggy
for
skin
that,
after
Schweiss.
pregnancy.
Old flappy.
We used to call it front butt. That's the thing that would happen when you wore high waisted jeans. You would have front butt.
yeah. Because you got a little bit of flesh
I'm
there.
Googling this. I'm having this on my. That one's okay, but
Mom jeans.
Oh God, that's like bell bottom jeans right
Yeah,
there.
dude, they're getting too high. They're getting real high.
Bell bottom
sometimes,
mom
man.
jeans?
Yeah, look at that.
What the shit?
No, that's like it's like the huge fucking.
Let me see this to get
Okay,
mad
this
at
this
it.
is high waisted,
Yeah,
but she fills it out. Okay, I feel. But then look at that.
that's not the right thing. Come on.
That might as well be a fucking dress.
You know what? The girl I dated in 8th grade, she had a pair of jeans like this, but it was covered in chains, and you know.
Oh, yeah.
So it was like
Yeah.
a 40-pound pair of pants.
Yeah.
You're telling me.
You dated a girl in 8th grade.
Yeah,
3.
you did.
It's odd for a Mormon boy to be dating at 8th grade.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I've always just kind of gone my own way.
Yeah. That's why he went gay for a summer. I remember that.
I've never been gay.
I remember a camp out where we woke up and Cameron was like spooning Joe, and it was pretty funny.
No. Because we were
That's
just
a
talking
layover.
about Brokeback Mountain, And so I had to reach over for some nuts.
So you reached over to grab my nuts instead, so that Joe.
No, it was
wouldn't
Joe,
think-
because Joe was the one freaking out about it most of the time.
Was I freaking out?
Yeah, you didn't
Hold
like
on.
it. You didn't like the jokes. Not at all.
Oh, yeah, I think you felt violated because we were all alone in the middle of the woods. Man, these guys probably could rape me right now if they wanted to. They're both joking about it, and there's beer. So
Oh, but no one. The warm fucking Budweiser.
No, we didn't.
Was there beer that camp out? That was- it was a little bit-
mixed up. That one didn't have beer.
Yeah, that one didn't. That was like one of
We
our
were
preliminary.
hiking.
Yeah, that was one of our first hiking trips before the bigger trip.
Oh, okay. I think Kings Peak is the one where we didn't do beer, but
We
I
didn't
think we
do
did
beer.
beer.
Of course, we didn't do
before.
beer in Kings because we had to hike it all the way up if we
Yeah.
brought it.
All right.
Okay. Well, our next question is from Funtomop. It says, each of you are the mad German surgeon from the
Craig,
human centipede.
Craig, we need to be done with questions. We're at an hour.
Fine.
We'll do that next time.
Whatever.
Congratulations. We need to review Catherine, dude.
Or do we?
One question a day. Sorry, Fun to Mop. You're getting cut off, bitch. He said nicely. You ready for the review?
Yeah, always.
Let's get into it.
Hey, where'd you go? Snap out of it.
Vincent's in a
Years have we been together?
How many years?
I'm asking you.
It's been so long I can't remember.
She wants him to commit.
You married, huh?
Hey, nothing's set in stone yet.
What, you don't want to marry your girlfriend?
I mean, I love her, but I don't think we need to run out and get married.
He's not so sure.
Am I really capable of making a happy family? Just changed jobs. I don't have any cash. I can't marry her like this.
He needs to make a choice.
It looks like
really wanna go through the same
Ryu
shit
and
I have.
Persona
it's,
5 guys.
it's like
all
we're comfortable where we are.
It's easy to keep things like they are now, but
Sometimes easy's best, right? And who knows what'll happen in the future.
I suppose.
Excuse me. Mind if I sit here?
Catherine.
Oh man. Oh, just a little tease.
Yeah. Catherine.
Yep. So, Catherine is a puzzle platform game released by Atlas for the PS3 and the Xbox 360. It was released in February of 2011. I remember playing the demo to the game years and years ago and being like, oh, this is actually really cool. And then I never played the real game until now. And the only reason why I did is because it was picked as one of our contenders for Caleb and I's forced entry.
Yeah.
Or else I may have never actually gone back to the game. So my experience with the game was quite fun because the demo gives you like a pretty easy little puzzle and it's like fun and, you know, happy and simple. But the real game is very much
nothing
not
like
that
that.
way.
Yeah.
Very quickly. So the game was actually designed and developed by the same studio behind the Persona series, including the producer and director Katsura Hashino, art director Sojima, and the composer Shoji Meguro. So a lot of the same people worked on Catherine that have worked on the Shin Megami Tensei games, which is a massive set of games apparently.
Oh, yeah, it's huge.
And I, of course, owe one particular nocturne 100-hour motherfucker at some point in my
I think it's
life.
only 80.
Only 80. Never mind then. So the game basically follows the story of a guy named Vincent who is sort of just kind of hanging out. He's not really going anywhere with his life. He's kind of at a dead end with his relationship. He's been dating this girl for a really long time, and he doesn't really want to commit. He kind of likes where he's at now, and honestly, he's kind of like in a weird position where he doesn't like where he's at, and he doesn't like where everyone wants him to go.
Yeah, he just kind of wants life to stay the same.
Yeah, and then suddenly he runs into he's sitting at the bar drinking because he goes drinking every night after work.
And then he goes home and drinks. This guy is not in a good place.
Yeah, he likes where he's at, but it's not good, right? So he goes home and he drinks, and then the first night he sleeps. Thank you for the sub, by the way. And he goes to sleep, and then he wakes up next to another chick. So he's been dating Catherine with a K.
Yeah, but before that, he wakes up in this weird dream world where he sees a bunch of sheep people, and he's like only in his boxers, and he's got horns on his head, and he's told that he has to climb this tower. And he has to move these bricks around and whatever, and he has to make it to the top. And then as soon as he does, when he makes it there, he's told that he has to climb the tower every night if he wants to survive.
Yeah, so he's afflicted by these weird dreams, and then he wakes up next to a blonde, super hot Catherine, because his girlfriend now is Catherine with a K. And this is Catherine. This is C. Catherine.
Yeah,
C.
Catherine with a C
is spicy, right?
And she doesn't want to get married either. And she's just tons of fun, I guess, is what she is kind of described as. And she's basically his perfect woman.
Yeah, so he just wakes up next to this girl, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And he's freaking out because he's cheated on his girlfriend, and he doesn't even remember the night. And then he starts getting little snippets of what happened, of them hanging out and drinking and stuff. And then so the rest of the game, he's basically each night he's freaking out because he cheated on his girlfriend who he was thinking about marrying, she wants him to, and then he's all of his buddies are basically like, you're such a dick, how could you cheat on her, and they're like, well, what are you gonna do? You got to break it off with one of them. And so he's trying to decide what he wants to do with the game. And then each night he keeps having these dreams where he turns into a fucking sheep, basically.
Yeah.
And apparently you start figuring it out that everybody else that goes to that bar, those are all the people in the dreams with you. Thank you for the sub again. I have to kill that. I have to kill it right now.
You should have just made it boy.
Yeah, next time we should just make just a loud scream be the sub noise,
It's like a squeal.
Yeah, just some loud interrupting squeal. Every time it just gets worse and worse.
maybe our boar sound.
Oh no! It needs to be Caleb saying bullsheef or fucking glitch.
Oh, that's good.
That would be a good one.
It's real short too. Thank you for the subscribe.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely. It's our fault.
It really is.
It's us, not you.
So yeah, anyway, each night you find out and you start piecing it together that these are all other people that you know in real life, and they're all having the same dreams too.
Yeah,
but
and
everybody kind of
mysterious thing going around where people are just waking up, or people are being found dead, next to whoever they're dating or whatever. They're just dead. And it's all over the news and everything, and you keep hearing about it every time you go to the bar, and then you kind of figure out that people in the dream are actual people that this is happening to, and they're the people that do not survive the dream.
Yeah, and if you're like me, no one survived except for me in the end, because you have an option to talk to people and give them advice. And if you give anyone bad advice, you'll kill them. So they'll die that night during the climb. So by the end of the game, the last I think 2-3 missions, I was the only one alive, which is not a good way to play the game. Apparently, you're supposed to be able to rescue everyone and kind of all survive as a group.
Yeah, because they can help you out throughout the game to help you climb up the tower and shit.
Yeah, so these guys are they'll share techniques, ways to climb, ways to deal with these blocks, because these blocks they defy all sense of realism and all of that, and it's a skull fuck on how to finish some of these missions sometimes. So it's kind of crazy, and they help out a lot. So yeah, you're figuring that out. You're cheating on your girlfriend with this new girl. You keep trying to send her home, and you wake up and she's next to you again, and she's
every
just
single
always
night,
there.
yeah.
And it's this weird plague. And then eventually you find out that later down the road you find out that she's a succubus sent by the guy that looks like to Craig looks like Stanley in the game, and he's basically this overlord demon guy, and his whole objective,
like the god of dreams or something, and his objective is to make the people who would not produce children in relationships basically just die, so that their partner can move on to somebody who will, have children with them.
And this was a really funny moment because during these cutscenes, Alex was sitting there watching, and like the guy's like, "Don't you want to marry and have children with this woman?" And he's like, it's people like you that are stymieing the human growth. And I'm like, this is kind of weird right now. It's like, man, is it hot in here? Like, this guy's like calling me out on my shit, and I'm like, oh fuck. So it's actually really weird and really funny though. While he's revealing that he's like basically trying to kill you because you don't want to have kids, and like you're like a terrible boyfriend basically.
Yeah. And he's like, but at the end, he's like, but I decided that I want to marry her and have kids, because like his girlfriend had previously told him that she was pregnant, and he was like, yeah, but that was only because of the dream. Like, you didn't want that before.
Yeah, and then the guy, he gets mad because he sent the succubus. He sicked it on you to kind of get you to cheat to break things off, right? And he was like, your guy, Vincent's like super mad at him. He's like, but you sent the succubus, it's your fault. And he's like, well, I didn't make you cheat, though.
But she was never real, so I never actually cheated. But you still thought you did, so that counts as cheating.
Yeah.
There's like a really funny argument in that. It was pretty great.
Yeah, and apparently there are like 12 different endings to this game.
Yeah, I think there's like 9.
I got the ending that was... I think it's an okay ending. The sad part about this game, though, is that my ending, Vincent ends up marrying old Catherine, the Catherine with the K, your original girlfriend.
Yeah.
After he finds out that new Catherine kind of didn't exist, sort of. She was like a succubus. She's like this impossible being. And he like apologizes. He's like, even though I didn't actually cheat on you, I don't think, like, it still felt like it, so I'm sorry. Like, they kind of got over that, and then he ends up marrying her, or he ends up they end up planning their wedding. But the sad thing about his character is he's not really in any different of a place at the end of the game. Like, now he's just like, it's kind of a shitty ending for him no matter what, I think, is what I've heard for this guy. Because like
the true ending of the game, or like the best ending, is like they actually do get married.
But he's not really happy though, is what I'm getting at. Like, he's just kind of going with the flow. Like, he's still not in like the best mindset. So the movie or the game is kind of like, it's kind of fucked up because like, he ends up marrying her, but he's only doing it because he thinks that's what he should do, not necessarily what he wants to do.
Yeah, I mean, he does love her and he wants to stay with her, but he doesn't necessarily want that.
Yeah, so like he's kind of like punched around, and I guess there's an ending where you can propose to the succubus Catherine.
Yeah,
and the game is basically like, why would a succubus want to get married? Like, no. And then the game just like shuts down. But the one thing we forgot to mention is like, it's set up. So this game is like super fucking weird. It's set up like the game starts out and it's like a TV show. We're watching someone like commentate on a TV show, and it's this chick with like a huge afro, and she's like saying like, oh, let's go check out the story of Vincent, and then like it goes into the game.
Yeah, the story mode is called the Golden Theater.
Yeah, and it's like a movie theater within the game that tells the story of the game. So it's fucking odd.
Yeah, and every time you go up to a new stage, you get asked a question by the mysterious voice, and it's questions that like pertain to like marriage and relationships. Like one of the questions was like, do you believe that marriage is the beginning of your life or the end of your life?
Yeah.
And then you choose which rope you want to pick, and then it kind of like goes to one side of the moral meter thing, where it's like the red side is chaos and the blue is order, and it's basically making you choose between Catherine with the C and Catherine with the K.
Yeah, and I ended up doing the K. There are some really weird questions that the game asks you, though, and it's kind of fun because it's almost like a Telltale game where it'll be like, oh, hey, you answered this, and then like this is what all the other first-time players answered. So you can kind of like see a little pie chart that tells you like what people picked. To see how you compare. I mostly picked the same as everyone else. There were a couple, though, where I was like... I chose one that was intentional based on the game because I wanted to be as good as I could.
Yeah. And
it wasn't my actual answer. And then there was another one where I
Do you remember what the question was?
fuck, I don't remember. It was like something about forgiving or something like that.
Oh, was it the one where, like, if your partner cheated on you, would you forgive them?
Yeah, and I was just like, no, never. Yeah, and then I think that might have been one of the ones where I was different, or maybe not. But there were a few that were like really awkward questions in the game, and like it didn't really seem like it mattered, but
it does.
So this game's fucking weird, yeah, and it does matter.
And then there's like other stuff where like you get text messages from your friends and from Catherine.
So yeah, yet another
like,
fucking game that I have to read text messages in. Like,
and then you have
Jesus
to
Christ.
respond, and depending on what like if you respond or not, like it messes with your moral meter too.
Yeah, you have like different replies that you can select, and that like kind of there are ways to like continue the conversation, and there are ways to end the conversation. And apparently, I just ended every conversation because I gave him what I would say to it, which is like dead end apparently. And there are like ways to unlock more story. And so
I just think you don't actually respond to texts anymore.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. I haven't. In my defense, I haven't had a working phone for basically this whole week. It died, so.
Oh, it's gone.
Yeah.
Wow.
Gonna finally get a new fucking phone.
Well,
he does have today off.
I
It's
haven't
good day
gotten
to
a new
go over to
phone yet.
Cricket, Yeah.
Isn't it closed on Sundays?
No, there are probably
What
authorized
is it?
retailers.
Who do you have?
It's Cricket.
Oh, it is Cricket. Okay.
Are you not planning to switch to Alex's?
No, I think I am.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So Cricket's not going to help him now. He's just going to postpone it as long as he can.
Okay.
I don't need a phone.
Yeah, see? Told
You guys just want me to have one.
Yes, we do.
It's all the more reason.
You need to be gotten a hold of, Schweiss.
You guys. We made it here for this podcast with no problems.
Yeah, because that's your fucking place.
Exactly.
What happens if you need to go to like someone else's place?
Well, I never would need that. So.
Yeah, what if we got an office eventually, Schweiss? What then?
Then we would have a meeting time, and I would be there at that.
Oh,
time.
hey, no. Here's a better thing, Schweiss. What about your movie pass?
I use Alex's phone.
Damn it.
Logged in under hers. The app doesn't work on my old phone though. They updated it, and it's no longer compatible.
Fucking piece of shit phone.
Yeah.
Gotta get that new phone, Schweiss.
I will. Jesus Christ. It just takes time. Time that I have, believe me. It's kind of nice. It's kind of nice being disconnected because now I don't have to worry about like checking things, and it's free. I'm free.
You can have a phone just in case.
You guys are slaves.
No. I
Yeah, do you
no
get more things
notifications on the
done,
phone.
like gathering a whole bunch of shit that we need to send off?
Yeah, lots
Yeah,
of stuff.
you got lots of
I am
stuff
very
done?
productive.
So productive.
I've gotten so much God of War in since I don't have a phone.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, so the story is one of the guys at work, the same guy that played Vagrant Story, also played the shit out of this game. And he said, like, the more you put into it, the more the game gives you. And I do believe that. There's a lot of, like, ways to save a lot of characters and, like, get more story from them. And there are, like I said, there's, like, a billion different endings to the game. What ending did you get? What did you...
I got the good ending, same one as you got. I was trying to get the true ending, but I fucked up because I think you have to save, like, a bunch of the sheep dudes, and I didn't.
That's where most of the trophies come from too, is saving the other sheep.
Saving the
which
guys,
I
yeah.
didn't look at the trophies. I just kind of played it, and then I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
So now my percentage sucks ass on that game, and I'm probably not going to play it again for a long time because I'm busy. But yeah, the story was it's kind of crazy. It's really weird.
It's a very weird story. Yeah,
I'd say the dialogue is really great in it though, and there's a lot of pretty.
There's a lot of
lines.
pretty funny stuff in the game. Yeah,
And the guy who voiced your main dude is the same dude who voices the guy in Uncharted, right? The Vincent. Is it? What's his name? Is it Drake?
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah,
it
it's
the same
the
guy?
same dude, yeah.
It's Nolan North.
No. Oh wait, no. Fuck. No, it's Tony Baker. It's the other guy. I think he was the one who played Troy Baker. I think he's not the one that played Nolan North. I think he's the one that played. He's the one that played the guy from fucking the zombie game. That's the same thing.
Oh, Last of Us.
Last of Us. Yeah, he's the main guy in Last of
Yeah,
Us.
so Troy Baker plays the brother of Drake in Uncharted 4.
Oh, does he really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mixed those two guys up because he is the guy who plays the dude in Uncharted, Nolan North, is that his name?
I think so.
That
yeah.
guy's in Last of Us, but he's the one bad guy.
Yeah, he's the
evil
bad guy. Yeah.
I fucked up. God damn it. Titus is voiced by Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid guy. Fucking Dave Mustaine.
And every black guy, it's the Allstate guy.
Allstate guy voiced
God
Vincent in this game.
I think you just have an obsession with the Allstate guy.
I was about to say, are you in
I
good
like
hands?
to be in good hands. Is all. I will say that and leave it there.
Oh, that's great.
That's what he tells me every time right after he jerks me off.
Were you in good hands?
I'm like, pretty good hands, actually. Yeah, not bad.
Very big hands.
Yeah, very large. So, yeah, I had a lot of fun with the story. I thought it was zany, but it was really fun. Like, it was weird, but it wasn't, like, too Japanese. Like, I like the adult tones of the game. I like how it dealt with some serious stuff and, like, some really hard decisions because you basically had to try to find a way to break it off with C. Catherine in my game, the succubus, and, like, you're trying to balance it and you're trying not to lie, but you don't really know. You don't really understand what's happening because you can't get rid of this chick. Like, she just keeps following you home.
Yeah, she
somehow.
keeps appearing, and
and like you got to fuck her when she's there, you know. So I mean, it happens. There's no real way around that, as we all know.
Well, it doesn't actually happen.
I think it does.
It doesn't happen.
I think
she just shows up, and he thinks that it happened because he has no memory.
How
of
could
it.
you not know?
Because he blacked out, and then she's just there, and she tells him that they did, but like,
If you read
he
up
totally
what a
didn't.
succubus actually does, it probably happened, and he can't remember it.
Well, the thing is, she doesn't exist, so he can't possibly have had sex with her.
But the weird thing is, at the end of the game, the demon Dream Lord guy does exist. So like,
Well,
the shit's real.
The Dream Lord guy does exist, and you can like bring her into the real world. Like if you choose the bad ending, I watched it; it was funny.
There are some really great characters. I like the main best friend of yours. He's like this I can't remember his name, so apparently he's not that great. But he's a guy who got like divorced, so he's pretty cynical about the whole thing.
I think that guy's name was like Valentine or something.
And then you've got your other standard buddy who's just kind of there,
Johnny, the smoker guy.
Yeah, he's kind of cool. They're both. Everyone's kind of cynical towards marriage in the game,
Except
and then
for
there's
Toby.
yeah, except for the little kid. It's like your younger friend who's like. There's some really funny shit in the game. So there's a transgender character who's like a chick now, and like he's all about this. Toby guy's all about that chick. Her name's Erica. But you guys went to Erica's school, and she was Eric before. And so like everyone's all weird about it, but he's like, me
like
and Erica
every time he
we're gonna
like
smash
says something to the guys about how he wants to like have sex with her or he wants to be with her, they're like, that's great, buddy.
They just kind of change
They
the
have
subject.
like
And then there's one part later on where he's like, man, I mean, Erica and I finally did the dirty. And he's like, something was weird though. Like,
yeah, maybe it was because it was my first time.
Yeah, he's like,
and then the guy
something-
immediately changes the subject.
yeah, and Caleb was telling me there's an ending where what are they? What
in the
happens?
true ending, like when they're getting married, everybody's like all having fun and stuff, and then I can't remember what it was, but the one Johnny guy was like, maybe I'll never find somebody, or maybe I'll try to find somebody, and then Erica comes up and like hugs Toby, and she was like, oh, well, at least we'll always have each other, huh, Sweet Pea? And he's like, the guys knew you as Eric in high school. I want my V card back. And she's like, what's that? Card's punched. You can't take it back.
So he fucked the dude. And it's pretty funny. I read a lot of online stuff where a lot of people don't like Erica because they're like, oh, everyone's always kind of shitting on her. But I was like, I think she has a pretty good character in the.
Well, they were hating on it because she's a transgender character and because she didn't tell Toby when they had sex.
Oh, is that
she
what
was
they
a
were hating?
transgender person.
Oh, see,
and
I thought
and it was like there was like, oh, well, she's just like a punchline, so it's making fun of transgender people. Like that's
what it is.
That's
It's the
mostly
same,
the hate.
It's the same thing as Senua. It's like it's not my disease, my version of this problem, so it doesn't count, dude. Yeah, it's that. It's fucking stupid. I think she's a great character. Well, it's like when we were reading that one person's review of Senua's sacrifice, which is like, well,
Hellblade, yeah.
I don't. Why doesn't Senua like have to do normal things? Like, why is everyone like telling her it's in her head? Like, that's not cool. Like, until there's a game that tells my depression, I'm not gonna like it. It's like, fuck yours. Like, it's not about you. Not everything here is about you. So it kind of felt that way when I was reading some of the hate on this character, because I thought the character was fine. Like, yeah, everybody's like, there's like a weird underlying, theme about it, and everyone's uncomfortable by it. But that would be kind of weird to like go to school.
Well,
with
like
someone
they're
and be
like
friends
the
with
only
someone.
ones who know that she's a transgender person, and like even Stan Lee was like hitting on her and stuff. And I'm pretty sure he knows because he starts giving her the dream.
It tells a lot about the main characters who
Remember
know,
that?
but then respect Erica's, decision and not like rat her out or something like that.
Yeah,
so they respect her decision.
They kind of do in some ways. Like you can, there's certain conversations that you can have where like they'll insult her in some way. Like I can't remember what one was specifically, but like she was like, "Oh well, women like to be wooed" or something like that, and Vincent can go. It's like, well, I'd feel a lot better about that if I was hearing that from an actual woman. So there's like little subtle hints.
I'd
where
probably
like,
say
they
that
give it
too,
away,
actually.
but like it's never actually said.
Yeah,
until,
and then
like,
she does
until
have
the true ending.
and she does have the dreams with you guys, and they're like, only males have the dreams, and like.
Yeah, she starts having the dream. Like, yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty funny. I think it's good though. I think it's a solid setup. I like the story. I think it's told in an interesting way. I like how it is really intertwined with the gameplay, which is strange because the gameplay is like a puzzle platformer thing. So it's weird to find a way to make the story work with that, but it totally does. I thought it was pretty enjoyable. I think the characters were all fairly interesting. And I think the voice acting was actually really good in this game.
It was pretty good, yeah.
So the characters were good. It made it for a fun experience. So, yeah, I don't know. If I were to give it out of
10,
give it a score out of 10, I think I'm going to go with. I think I'll give it a solid 8.
8 out of 10 for story.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty good.
Right.
I think I'd give it a 9.
You give it a 9. Okay, very good, guys. How about gameplay? What are the puzzles like?
Oh, they're fucking horrid.
They're fucking bullshit. So, like, the first dream that you have is insanely easy. Like, you could pass it with blindfolded, and then as it just progresses, and then the learning curve just is like, fuck you. Because then you start getting boss fights, and the boss fights will the bosses will start changing stuff about the puzzles, where like there are certain blocks that you can no longer move, or they're changed in a way that like fucks you over unless you have a special item that can change the blocks back or create another block to help you up the path and just shit like that. And then there's like fucking little ice cubes that will slide you and then fuck you. And then there's other sheep that'll push you off because they're cunts. And then there's fucking... And then the fucking big sheep with the fucking maces. And then there's the fucking spike traps and other bosses that'll just fucking shoot lightning and shit at you. Yeah, there's some pretty bullshit puzzles.
But
and
if you tried to do more to save the other sheep, would that have made it easier?
Not really. They mostly just give you like climbing techniques. They meet you at the end of the level. They're not really in there. There's like other sheep that are with you in the like on the thing, but they mostly try to just push you off because they're assholes.
Let me show you this. Let me show you this clip of what we're talking about here.
Fuck! Fucking damn it!
I love the poorly illuminated Schweiss in the background, just vigorously wiping his mouth. God.
So those are the messed up blocks.
Fucking
those brown
sheep.
gold
Fuck
ones.
you!
God! This is the ice cube ones.
Yeah, and the sheep fucked me.
What the fuck is with...
The sheep got in my way, and I died because he was in my fucking way.
Deep, true anger of Schweiss in that moment.
No, dude, that game is infuriating. Like, there's You have to solve those puzzles really quickly too, because like there's
The
a
map
time
is
limit.
falling
Yeah,
away.
the bottom levels start falling away, so you have to climb like fucking crazy fast. And with the like messed up puzzle, like messed up cubes, like the ice block ones, and then the fucking sheep just sliding around and fucking pushing you off, and it is insane.
And
But
the way the physics of the game, like as long as the block is touching another block on an edge anywhere, it'll stay. So like if I have two blocks stacked on top of each other, I can push one to the edge of that block and it'll stay there, even though there's nothing below it at all. So it'll hang on. There's all sorts of fucked up things like that. And the one that I ended up using, like, I found some guy speedrunning it on YouTube, and I was using some of his shit on some of the levels because I couldn't figure out where to go. And a lot of it was, like, super skull-fucky things. Like, there's one part where you had to, like, push a bunch of blocks next to each other, and then they would be right next to another block that's on the outside of the map, and you'd have to, like, what you do is you move shit around and kind of put them in a line, and then you drop below them, and then you shimmy all the way across the bottom of those blocks, like around to the outside, and then you pull yourself up, and then you go to the top. Like that I would have never figured that out.
yeah, there's some crazy shit in this. Like you can drop down to like move around the certain blocks to move them, and if you press the down button more than once while you're hanging, you will fall. And I did that multiple times.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like a hard thing to get used to. Like you have to press down on the D-pad to just like start hanging, so you can like shimmy across stuff. And if you press it like twice on accident, you're just fucking dead.
Yeah, there's
Just
a lot
fucking
of
dead.
there's a lot
Yeah.
of like exploring.
That
There's-
exact same mechanic was in Bounty Hunter, by the way.
yeah.
Okay.
And then the thing is you can push parts of the map away, and the map will like drop. But if you do that too many times, you will get to the top, and you won't be able to reach the rope to get out. So you can shove the map away and like create more space for you to climb and make it easier. But if you do it too much, you won't be able to.
Yeah,
beat
there's
the
not
game.
enough bricks for you to climb up to the top.
So you're fucked. Yeah. So you got to be careful when you're doing that. The game there's a lot of like scenes of talking and a lot of like stuff you can do with the world. It's pretty small. It all kind of takes place in the bar.
Pretty much in the bar, yeah.
That you frequent every night of your life. Apparently, there's a fucking arcade game in the game
That's
is
exactly what you're experiencing in the dream.
Yeah, it's like the same thing. You can like play as this dude that wants to fuck the princess, basically, and you like have to like move blocks around and like climb up into the tower and bone the Rapunzel is what it is.
Yeah,
and it's weird.
Is that what Tangle's about?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
that's what it's Tangled. The game is what it is.
I mean,
We should nominate the game within Catherine as a fucking super neat
game within a game.
game within a game category.
Oh shit! We can actually do that. Game
Yeah.
within a game category.
I would go Super Turbo Turkey Puncher from Doom 3 as well.
Let's review the games within the games. Hiding and playing side.
Yeah,
Fuck.
there are actually some pretty good ones. I remember Bully had one that was called like it was called Happy Sumo or something like that. It was this game where you had like feed the sumo guy. It was pretty fun. So there are some good games within games. This one though, I didn't really play that much because I was like, I don't want to do more of these dickhole
There's Gwent.
puzzles.
Yeah, Gwent is sweet.
Then there's like poker games. I can't.
Liar's Dice and Red Dead. That was
Yeah,
fun. That was
Liar's
really fun.
Dice and gambling in Red Dead.
I actually have the dice for Liar's Dice, by the way. I bought like a shitload of dice.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, though, gameplay, it's really fun. I found the puzzles very challenging. Most everything in the end I was able to do by myself. I had to look up something on the very final section. And what I would do usually, for a while I was shamelessly just like raping and pillaging the YouTube and getting everything I needed because I was like, I got to beat this game tonight. And then I realized that wasn't going to happen. So I just started. I would look up a guide on like a certain section, and then I would just start as like fresh. I'd be like, all right, now I know how to get past that stupid fucking part, and now I'm going to do the rest myself. So there was still quite a bit of challenge at the very end. But yeah, you have these boss fights that occasionally happen. What was the one, like the Sinful Beast or whatever, some shit?
Yeah, there was the one that was like an ass,
It was
like the ass and boobs thing that was like
that had
climbing
the
up.
lips. Yeah, it was this weird, like fucked up, deformed human-like creature that like had an ass for like on its face, and it had like lips coming out of it. And it's all fucked up, and that one was crazy.
Like South Park.
A bit, yeah.
The family where they just have asses for faces.
Yeah. Yeah, there's that one. There's the bride boss. There was the child, and then the child Mark II, which was actually just the child with the chainsaw.
Oh yeah, there's a part when she finds out she's pregnant.
My god!
Yeah, there it is.
That's
There's
disgusting looking.
the immoral
I
beast.
do not like that.
I think it's chasing you up the tower.
Oh no!
Is that the episode clip right there?
Yeah, probably. There's that one, and then there's a giant.
Oh, that looks wrong.
Yeah, it's disgusting, and there's like a nose on that side right there.
It's a face on the other side. Yeah.
Is that the giant baby that's like screaming "daddy" and like freaking out, and then the baby with the chainsaw?
Yeah.
It's like we find out that Catherine's pregnant, Catherine, like after he's cheated on her, and he's like, "Fuck!" Like I fucked up everything, and then he like starts freaking out, and so the baby like starts coming into his dreams and like yelling "daddy" and shit and trying to kill you. So it's it's kind of crazy. The boss fights range from really easy to infuriating, because later they do start changing the blocks around. So like suddenly you'll be standing on a spike block, which will just like gore you, and you'll have to start the game over again.
Yeah, and one of the later bosses is Catherine with a C. Basically, when you find out she's a succubus, you have to like run through the dream with Catherine with a K. You have to try and get up to up the tower still, and then she keeps throwing lightning at you. And I watched Twice redo it a bunch of times.
That one was infuriating because
that one has like spike traps everywhere, and then like she starts throwing lightning, which will fuck you if you're standing in the spot. And then
here's why that one sucks though. It's the other Catherine. That's what makes that level suck ass.
Yeah, because if she dies, then it's over. And
she's terrible at dodging the lightning, and you can command her and like tell her to stop and wait, but it's kind of slow.
Yeah,
it's kind of slow, and she gets in your way, and you'll be trying to like pull out blocks, and this is why the other sheep are nothing but fuck faces too, because like you'll be trying to like you'll have your path like, oh, okay, I see how I need to get up this, and you'll be pulling blocks out to do it, and then the other sheep will be super paranoid and be pulling blocks too, and they like fuck up your whole program and like shit falls.
Yeah, so you have to basically push them off to stop them from fucking you up.
I've killed innocent sheep that weren't trying to kill me because they got in my way in this game. Like
they're assholes.
The AI
it's
is
like you have to do it in order to survive.
The AI is kind of dick, and especially with Catherine, I would say. Like I did not like that level at all. Like it was easy for me to make it through. It was really easy, and I have it memorized. I'll never forget how to beat that level until the day I die. Until I remember nothing else. That'll be it. And I still would fail over and over again because the other Catherine would just get fucking hammered. Or they would zap, because when the lightning hits the blocks, they like start to crumble when you stand on them, and then like I would jump on it, and then she would jump on it, and then she would jump off, and then it would
fall
crumble
away,
to pieces, and then she would be stuck, and I'm like, you fucking idiot, just fucking slow down, just wait, god damn it. Or like she would cut me off, and like sometimes she'll smack me off, and like I'll just be hanging, and then it'll collapse under me, and I'll have to retry, which is something in the game has, like if you fuck up and you realize you fucked up, you can hit like L1 or something like that, and you can basically return to your last move, and you can do that when you're not playing on hard like 7 or 8 times. You can redo like a ton of stuff and like kind of reverse time to go about some of these puzzles in a different way. So
and every time you beat a level, you get kind of like a currency that you can use to buy items to help you out throughout the game. But
the item guy will die if you don't actually take care of him, unfortunately. So
you have to take care of that guy, and he also is your source for lives because you can buy pillows and stuff from him.
Oh, can you buy him?
I think so.
Oh, I only picked him up.
I think you can pick him up.
That would have been
you
easier.
pick him up, and I think you can buy him. Can't remember now.
Like, how do you have to take care of him? How does he die?
You have to You give them all tips on how to do stuff.
You have to give everybody good advice in the game, or they'll die. So
so you basically have to keep talking to them and being a nice guy.
Yeah,
because it gives you a choice sometimes on what you should say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I killed everybody. Sadly, I had no idea that you could keep them alive until I beat it, and then I looked at the trophies and was like, "Fuck those sheep!" I killed everybody else.
You gotta keep talking to them like every single level, otherwise they all just die.
So yeah, if you're gonna play it and you want to get a lot of the trophies and experience the full ending, I would look at a guide for like what to say to people, because it wouldn't be too spoilery. I think it'd be fine for that. But yeah, the gameplay, I think it is really fun. I think it's a fun little puzzle game. There's a lot of depth to it, a surprising amount of depth considering what it is.
Yeah, there's also an endless mode that you can use to just play the game if you want to without having to play the story.
Yeah, I never messed around with any of the optional stuff. I just beat it and got out, sadly. But there's a lot of stuff to play in the game, and you can retry the stages that you already beat in like a challenge mode.
Yeah, because like it gives you a little trophy reward thing for each of the stages, like bronze, silver, gold.
Yeah, and you could try them over again to kind of like improve your score. You can pick up coins along the way as you're climbing the tower, and that'll give you extra points and kind of work towards you getting the gold medals on each one of the stages. And it's fun because there are a lot of times in the game where like you'll think you're fucked, but you're not. There's like a lot of different ways to go about these levels. Like there's an easy way, and then there's a real fuck-face way.
Yeah, you have to like look at the puzzle like 50 different ways to see the easy way.
Yeah,
you'll think you're fucked, but you're not.
But you're not.
You're not fucked.
You don't understand that statement and its trueness until you've played that game.
It's true, yeah, because you're not fucked. You're just inconvenient.
You just think you're fucked, yeah.
Sometimes you are.
Can we get this goddamn image off of the screen?
I thought about reaching over and closing it.
Could you put it back on the chat, please?
Oh,
so I don't have to
show him some of the other bosses,
Troy
like the
still
baby
has
with the
the
chainsaw.
fucking-
Just change
The
it to the
ass monster up.
Catherine with the C and just leave it there.
Well, you like Catherine with the C?
What, that one there?
Yeah, that's all right.
Better.
No, the ass tongue is still hanging up above her. And below her, dude. You can't fucking stop it.
That tongue's way out.
I don't
on
want
that
to see the immortal beast anymore. Just get it off that fucking page. Where's the chat?
It's here.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Good.
Oh, quick
Continue
question
on.
for the review. Do you guys want to play the remaster with the added hermaphrodite option?
Is it the hermaphrodite or is it choosing Erica? Because that's different. I'm pretty sure it's choosing Eric or Erica.
However much respect you want to grant the new name.
Because she does kind of like get turned on by you at the end. Because like you start when you start yelling at Boss or AKA Stanley, then she like gets all turned on that you have like that you're acting all badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She wants you to stick your penis inside of her penis. Is what?
Yeah,
she
her
wants.
inside out penis.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what she wants,
No
and that's
comment.
fine. I mean, I guess I could see it.
Oh, you sexy hermaphrodite lady.
Oh wait, okay. So they added a new Catherine, and she has a penis.
Oh, there's a
Do
third
you see
Catherine. No,
I imagine not.
although I didn't think you'd see your dad's balls in that South Park game.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting. I would
gameplay-wise-
play it again though.
I would probably play it again too. It's pretty fun. Gameplay wise, I think overall it is pretty solid. The one big detractor I would say is the AI. It's not great. For Catherine.
The AI is for Catherine. It's not great, but it's good for like the sheep and stuff because they're there to be assholes.
As opposed to sheep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What would you give it out of 10?
I'd give it a 9.
9 out of 10. Wow. For how much you were bitching about it.
It's
It was
really
good
it's
bitching if you
really
think about it.
fucking hard. It's one of the hardest games I have ever played because you can't just get better equipment or things to make it easier on yourself. You have to fucking get.
Are you
good.
talking about Catherine or Vagrant Story
Catherine.
right now? Right? See, I had 2 cunt games in a row, so it was rough, and both of them had the cunt puzzles too.
So,
And one of them's I think Vagrant Story is harder actually, but yeah. It's fucking. This is tough though. This is a tough fucking game.
Yeah, it's fucking hard, and yeah, it's seriously one of the hardest games I've ever had to play. But fucking dude, the gameplay in it is really cool. Like, I do like the puzzle style that it's got going on. It's got like it's pretty deep with the like the items that you can use to like switch the blocks up or to create an entirely new block to help you climb the towers and stuff. To like break traps, whatever. That stuff it's really fun.
Okay.
But it is really fucking hard.
Schweiss?
Um,
Out of 10 for gameplay.
I'll give it a 9 also.
9 out of 10 for gameplay.
Teetering between 8 and 9, but the only real detractor I have is the fucking AI for that Catherine, because it's just it's frustrating.
It was really hard, yeah.
And the controls are kind of iffy at times too. Like when you are behind
Yeah.
a structure, they will reverse, but they'll only reverse once you can't see your character anymore. So like there was a lot of me like going around a corner shimmying and then like shimmying my way back and then shimmying back around the corner, and I'm like, fucking God, I just can't
fucking
wrap my head
invert,
around
yeah.
it. Yeah, it can be frustrating. It is pretty difficult, but it is very satisfying when you finally figure out how to do it. There was one trial, dude, one stage that seriously took me like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And after that, I was like, I'm fucking cheating for the rest of this game because I can't take this long on each fucking stage. I got so much game left.
Yeah, and
when you cheat, you realize just how easy things are because there's like these little pads that you can jump on that launch you up, and like the last level, you can just fucking go, man. You can launch your way all the way to the top. And it's so fucking fast. So the game wants you to cheat on K. Catherine. It's basically is what I'm saying. It wants you to look at YouTube, look at porn, and feel like you're cheating, so you're cheating. There you go. Gameplay, it's good though. It's a fun game.
All right. Art and art design. How does it look?
It looks really good. It's a very detailed anime style.
Is this a PS3 game?
Yeah, it's a PS3
And
game.
it's been remastered on PS4, but
It's going to be.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's
I don't
going
think it is yet.
Okay.
At least I'm not sure. I haven't seen it.
It's not out.
Yeah, it's a very detailed anime style. It's got the anime cutscenes, and then on occasion it'll just go to like in-game cutscene, where it's got like the same level of graphics as like everything else. And then you can. It looks pretty good, like in the details of the blocks that you're climbing and stuff, like in the background shits and the bosses.
The doggy style ass monster.
the immortal beast, yeah, Joe's new favorite creature.
Ugh.
I enjoyed it. I like the style of it. I think I'd give it like a 9 as well.
9 out of 10 for art design.
I'll give it an 8. I think it looks good. I don't think it really pushes the PS3 at all, although I don't think they were really trying to.
No,
as far as the look of the game.
It's very stylish.
Yeah,
it's very stylized. Yeah,
it is stylized, and it's not too in your face anime for me anyway. And a lot of that had to do, honestly, a lot of it had to do with the voice acting.
The voice acting and the seriousness of it, for like just the characters and like the situations, like it doesn't really feel like most of the other anime things where like everybody's like happy and there's like always like some lolly chick. So
yeah, this time it's a lolly dude instead.
Yeah,
but he's not really a lolly, I guess. He's just like a.
Cameron, are you confused with the word lolly? Lolita.
Yeah.
A small
little girl or someone who looks like a little girl.
Yeah.
It's the characters you hate in anime.
Oh, you mean the childs that they over-sexualize?
Yeah. It's the kids. It's the people you hate in anime.
The fuck child.
Yeah.
That's what it's a very
It's
disgusting
gross.
way to
It's
refer
gross,
to it.
yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't exist in this game, really.
Yeah.
And the only one that is there is Catherine, but she's of age, so
yeah.
Surprisingly for Japan, she is actually in her 20s.
Well, I
surprised that's not
Catherine. She
old.
didn't make me think she was a child.
Old and dried up
on the thing.
She's younger than Vincent by a lot.
Yeah, he's like 30
she's supposed to be like 20, and he's like 32.
That's okay. It's not a child.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
Half
That's what lolly
half
is.
plus 8, right? So 24. She's safe. It just gets better when you get as the older you get. Yeah.
Divide your age by 2, add 8. In case you didn't quite get what Schweiss was saying, that's the number where it's not going to be fucking weird.
Yeah, there you go.
You're dating someone that young.
So the older you are,
I think if it's not a child and not like 18, then it should be okay.
I know. You know what I love though? You know what I loved is this is going to be kind of sexist, but like a lot of women I know, I hear that women like mature faster, and that's why they like dating older guys. But I'm thinking back on like people who told me that, and I was like, dating someone my age when you were 18, you are not 26, 27 years of maturity. Like you can barely even, you can't even borrow the car from your parents. Like I have so many more things that I do that you just have no idea.
How do you measure maturity? I also don't understand that. Like
I don't get that either. Yeah, people are like, "Oh,
what are these it's truthiness, right? It's blanket statements you just say. We're all supposed to believe it. Like, oh, they
just like
faster?
more mature." Yeah, I'm like,
what?
I don't think so.
What is that based on?
Bitch, do you have a mortgage? No, you don't.
I guess
you have a part-time job at a fucking car wash. Don't you talk to me about you liking more mature people. You don't even know what that is.
I guess for women, there's like, well, for everybody, they come of age sexually, so they can like sexual reproduction is all in.
Yeah, but that's
point.
like fucking way
right?
young.
So that's puberty, and then the next time things are like. Big deal is, I guess, menopause is when it stops. So that's quite a bit later, but we don't have. Do we have guy? We don't have guy menopause. It doesn't.
No, we don't ever stop.
So
we can stay going forever.
So how do you measure maturity? I guess you can measure maturity of the brain. It's like the creation of the frontal cortex.
I think that's what a lot of it is. Yeah, it's like, but it's frustrating to me though, because I was thinking about that the other day, and I was like, such a bullshit argument. Like, goddamn, like. There's people that are in their like mid-20s that are still like 17 at heart, and like they still act like they're.
I'm working on it. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like it's crazy to me. So,
all right.
Anyway, sexist tangent there, but you don't mature faster. You're full of shit. You just want an older guy because they have money or something. I don't know if it's because of the money, but. If you date someone that's in high school, they probably don't have very much money. If you date somebody that's in their mid to late 20s, they probably do have a decent amount of money.
They probably don't have that much money, though.
Probably not that much.
They have more money than a high schooler.
Well, they definitely have more than I did in high school.
Ooh, I can pay for my own food.
Yes. I am a god. Behold. I'm a financial god.
They just want someone to take them to the mall and buy them stuff is all.
Okay. Who's the sexist comment here?
Who?
Nothing.
What person?
Yeah, person.
Just people I've known.
Just people you've known.
Justified certain things.
Justified.
Yeah. Not the other way.
He's just talking about in high school where there were high school girls who date guys several.
That are like our age.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they would say like, "Oh, well, I'm just more mature," and I'm like,
Schweiss, if you knew that a friend of yours was dating a high schooler,
that would be a severe issue.
If you knew Cameron was dating a high schooler, what would go down?
I don't know why you had to use me for this example.
What would go down?
I would make a lot of comments that would probably lead to Cameron like punching me really hard in the face.
So first off, Cameron, if I was dating a high schooler, I would expect you to punch me in the face because there's clearly something wrong going on.
Yeah,
that's a no-go zone.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go up, but you can't go down.
I think Craig dates someone who's 19 and gets so much shit from Schweiss about how he's robbing the cradle.
She's 20.
20.
Oh.
But imagine.
I think 20 is okay.
Craig's options are about 1 out of every 15, and Cameron's are probably like 12 out of every 15 women in existence, so I'd be very ashamed if Cameron did that.
Cameron, is your number that high?
How many people
mine
I can
is
date?
0. That's what I'm finding.
Yeah, Joe's got 0.
So these numbers are you're just limiting yourself with these numbers. You could reach to wherever you want to reach.
Limiting beliefs.
You can reach to wherever you want to reach. You just got to be that person, Joe.
Aw, dude, that's disgusting.
You're the one who took it disgusting. You were talking about
you told him he can reach
women?
wherever he wants to reach.
You can date all 15 women, Joe.
I can date all 15 women.
You got to believe
not
yourself.
at the same time.
And not be an asshole.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
What were we talking about?
Catherine.
Did Schweiss give the artist score?
Did I?
Yes, he did.
Oh, okay. So
What-
sound,
He gave it an 8 out of 10.
sound and music.
Sound and music.
The music is kind of like a. I don't know.
It's a little jazzy, but not. I don't know. Some songs are jazzy. It's not memorable.
Okay.
Very memorable.
Does it work?
It works, yeah, for like
feels,
what it is. Yeah,
it feels right.
All right.
and then it gets like pretty intense when you have like boss fights and stuff. But but it's still just like ambient noise. The voice acting is really good. The characters, like, it really feels like the characters with the voice acting.
Yeah, they did a really good job with that. So I would give voice acting section. I would give that a 5 out of 5. Actually, I think the voice acting is really good in this game.
Yeah.
It was all very well done. The only time it was over the top was when it was like the one main guy telling you like his over the top ploy to kill off men who aren't going to reproduce.
Oh,
and
and Stanley
continue the
was
line.
telling you, yeah.
And it's really funny. And it's
Why do you
like,
keep saying Stan Lee?
Dude,
Because he
okay,
looks
show
like Stan
show
Lee.
them
Stan
a
Lee
picture
or
of Boss.
Stan space Lee.
Stan Lee.
Okay, so he looks like Stan Lee.
Yes.
Okay.
it was the
got
guy
it.
that you said
Thank
looked like
you.
Burt Reynolds, I think, when you watched me play. The guy with the
Oh,
sunglasses.
yeah, that guy looks more like Burt Reynolds.
He looks like fucking Stan Lee.
All right, whatever.
So yeah, he's he was kind of hammy sometimes, but it was all like intended. So it was all very well done for that. So I'd give that a 5. I think the sounds were all fine. Everything sounded cool. The bleeding was awesome. You know, that was always satisfying. It was really weird that everybody was a sheep, but
Yeah.
it kind of falls in line with the game's like almost cynical view of marriage, because like everyone's kind of just a sheep and they just follow along.
They have to
with,
do what they have to do, yeah.
yeah, so it all works with that. I think I'll give sound an 8.
8 out of 10. Great.
Yeah, high praise on the voice acting.
Yeah, I'll give it an 8 as well.
Okay.
Hourglass.
Replayability.
The game actually has a lot of replayability. So there's like 9 different endings, and there's like an endless mode. There's like a lot of stuff you can do in the game. You can replay your levels. You can do a bunch of stuff. So I'd give the replayability a 10. Like I might replay it again just to see one of the other endings. Like go the opposite way, go hardcore, like towards the bad ending.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll give it a 9. I wanted to replay this game right after I finished it. I think it is quite fun. I think it's an interesting little puzzler. I want to play it on the harder difficulty, see how fast I can get it
Yeah,
done.
I would like to see more games go a kind of like puzzly way like this one.
You
Maybe.
and your puzzly ways.
Yeah.
Like, man, I have brain fog
I
from
love the
having a
puzzly
cold
ways.
all week. Can you just do the fucking easy math on that? I don't know what's wrong with me right now. And of course, Cameron pulls out
I'm
the
just going to pull out a
calculator.
calculator.
Okay, all right. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I'd like to see more games. Try something different at least. Like this one went pretty interesting with the puzzle. I've never seen a puzzle game like that one before.
Yeah.
So I would like to see more games go in strange ways like this one.
And honestly, it was all rewarding.
Yeah.
The entirety of this game is a reward. Like the cutscenes are fun. It's really funny. It's a really interesting situation. Like you kind of feel for the guy, because it's like, man, he is cheating on his girlfriend, but this chick did just kind of come out of nowhere, and now she won't go away. And it's like, what do you do? Like, how do you even explain that?
Yeah.
How do you explain how someone's just like, boing, there? So like, I always found it rewarding to not only play the game, but get to the cutscenes about the story, because I was interested in it. I was part of it. I was having a lot of fun with the entire experience. And I did want to start the game again for a second time immediately upon completing it. So unfortunately, I could not do that, but I still wanted to.
Yeah. I think everybody should play the remastered version when it comes out. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Everybody on the
give
planet?
it a shot. No, not everybody on the planet. They don't need to, but just if you are looking for something like a puzzle game or something different, Catherine Remastered would be a good way to go.
Okay, well, we have our scores. So for story, Schweiss gave it an 8. Craig gave it a 9. For gameplay, they both gave it 9. Art design, Schweiss gave it an 8. Craig gave it a 9. Music and sound, both gave it an 8. And replayability, Schweiss gave it a 9. And Craig gave it a 10. All 8s, 9s, and 10s on this list. So Schweiss's score is 42 out of 50. Caleb Craig's score is 45 out of 50 with a combined score of 87 out of 100 as the official Nude Clan score. That's one of the higher scores this year, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks like on Metacritic the game has an 82 for Xbox 360 and a 79 for PS3.
Oh, so we actually went a little higher than normal.
Yeah, it's surprising. Usually we're kind of brutal on these games.
We say that.
This game was brutal on us.
We say that, but we always end up right in the ballpark of what real critics rate
I think
things.
someone gave us a master list of our reviews and then the Metacritic score, and it's usually pretty close.
It's the fourth highest rated this year, so it's actually not that high.
Wait, what was the highest?
Highest is Hellblade.
Oh, that's right. We played that.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's not going to last, I don't think. But we'll see.
What?
Hellblade being
as
the
the
game
highest
of the year.
rated. I think
Nude Clan Game of the Year?
I think there's a certain
It was the game of the year for last year.
Well, yeah, but I know Nude Clan Game of the Year this year. Because we have like the old game and the new game.
Yeah, there's Nude Clan Classic. It's the Nude Clan Classic Award or whatever.
Would that go to... That would have to... If Hellblade won, that would be the Nude Clan Classic, huh?
Yeah, because it's not from...
Even though
this year,
it's
I
not
guess.
technically classic, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to decide what the cutoff is, I guess. Should it be this generation, maybe, of consoles?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I think year is probably the best way to do it.
Okay.
But what is the Nude Clan year? I mean, are we going to be douches and start it in like March or something?
No, we started the show
In January.
That's true,
in
yeah.
January, so
That's
it's
true.
all. It's not like UFF where the anniversary is like May 14th or something. It's right on January 1st, so
True.
it's different. All right, well, that's it, guys. Catherine sounds like a really good but very difficult game. So
Very difficult.
Yeah, me and Cameron are playing a famously difficult game here soon, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, just power through God of War real fast and enjoy it as much as you can, just so you have more time to play Bloodborne.
Yeah.
You're gonna need that time.
Well, I probably have that time because my boss didn't take up my offer of the less packages per day route thing that I offered. I guess they have people right now, so they don't need me for that badly. That I can just take 90 packages a day. So I'm not working for the next 2 weeks.
You like negotiating the amount of packages you're
No, because I told him I have to take care of the family farm while my parents are out of town for a month. So I have to feed animals at a certain time in the morning. I have to feed them at a certain time at night.
Wait, where do they go for a month?
And if I don't do this, by the way, horses will break fences and try to get to grass. So you can't just be like, well, they're just going to have to wait until 9 p.m. I'm sorry, I can't do it. You can't do that. And you'll also get them sick if you give them like all the hay of the day in one part.
Are
of
they
the
like
day.
retarded? They'll eat it all?
Yeah.
Are you
serious?
Horses are crazy.
It's hard for me to leave my cat for a long amount of time because if I just give him more food, he just eats all the fucking food.
And it's different. Like it depends on how you raise the animal and stuff like that. But with the horses, they need structure, or they need to be on a field
Where they do whatever
where
they
they
want.
just do whatever they want. And they just graze all day. It's different. So I have to feed animals at certain times. Like, well, if you give me less than 100 packages a day, well then, or 100 stops a day, then I can get home at a certain time. Whatever. They didn't take the deal. So I do have 2 weeks off.
Did you read the art of the
with
deal,
the
though?
exception of the next
Before making
next
this
weekend.
deal?
No, I didn't.
That's probably why they didn't take it.
Yeah,
With
that's why you
big-
didn't get the deal.
Yeah,
I've got huge hands. You should totally let me do
that
me.
was written by someone else, right?
98 packages. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
It's a great book.
yeah.
Best book ever written.
Shut the fuck up. You guys are always like fucking stopping my thoughts from being able to come out.
Let them out, Joe.
I can't now.
The best of
They're
thoughts.
gone.
Spew them forth.
Anyways, guys, you can check us out on iTunes, or if you want to see the show live, we're on twitch.tv/NudeClanGaming. If you want to see me play God of War and help support my film, really appreciate that. I will be on twitch.tv/NudeClanGaming for the next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I should be on there from around noon to 6. So come and join me and watch and play God of War, and then starting Bloodborne when I'm done with God of War. So it shouldn't take too long if I'm doing 5 or 6 hour chunks. Right, Craig?
Probably.
Right.
Did you ever beat Bloodborne, Caleb?
No.
How far did you get, you think?
I got to the second or third boss, and I just haven't played it.
Wait, how much effort did you put into this game?
I beat the optional
Joe?
first boss.
Joe, I've played the first level probably 15 times, and I haven't beaten it.
I did it like 3 times, and
People gave it to me so that I would whine about it.
He did it 3 times, and he gave up. He stopped playing.
I also didn't have time.
Okay, guys, I want you guys to be honest. I want you and Cameron and Schweiss and Cameron, you guys. I want you to be honest. Who is worse at video games, me or Caleb Craig? Just
I don't
in
know.
general. Generally worse at video games.
Caleb can be pretty bad.
Fuck you.
But Caleb can also be surprisingly decent in some games.
And I beat that first boss, and you didn't in Bloodborne, so fuck you.
I didn't get to him.
Yeah, he didn't even get to him.
I was fighting the werewolf with my bare hands, and he wouldn't die.
I did try that, too.
Because he doesn't die, apparently.
Yeah, you're
Fucking
supposed to die.
impossible.
So the first time you fight a really hard thing, you're supposed to die. That's
That
part
sounds
of
infuriating.
it. Yeah.
It's like, no, it's what's supposed to happen. You're supposed to fail every single time. I don't know, man. That's a hard question, and
Just in general.
Okay, so there is.
You've played a lot of games with both of us, including League of Legends.
Well, that's just such
That's
a
a hard
different
one, too.
There's
style
League
of
of
game.
Legends. There's shooters that we played.
if I were to say League of Legends, I would say Caleb is probably better at it.
But he also played it twice as long as I did.
He did play a lot more of it, and he wasn't as good as he should have been for the amount of time that he
I
put
also
into that
didn't
fucking
stick
game.
to Master Yi for all of
So-
eternity.
It's true.
I was just overall. Oh, man. I'm just wondering who has more likely is going to be Bloodborne and have less problems.
Me.
You think so? I know you would
At
think
this
so.
point, I would say
Craig.
probably Caleb because he's played it more.
Okay.
Joe, you can't know until
You can't know
play
until
it.
you know.
It's very meticulous, so
Yeah, this
something
this
you
this
can
is a
get
very
good at.
You
so
have
the
to pay
Japanese
attention
have
to what they do because all the bosses
Yeah.
have a certain pattern.
the Japanese have this way of where you have to learn how everything works, and if you mess up, you've done fucked up, and you die.
What is this?
There's like when you get hit, you are close to death because you got hit once.
Wow.
It is a really and like you're just like the average normal enemies in the level will fuck you up if you don't watch yourself. And then the little bit harder than average characters will destroy you like they're a boss.
Yeah, I would say you guys are probably on the same level.
My advice for the game is if you find another guy who's dressed even remotely like you, do not approach him. Do not approach him at all
Okay.
because he will fuck you and there is no beating him.
Okay.
And the theme of the game is very dark and depressing, and it's very hard. So you will probably be depressed while you're playing this game.
Nice. Wow, guys, I'm so glad I'm on this show. I have no idea.
But we can call in listeners to help us. Listeners who this is their favorite game ever.
Oh, you mean
and
the
are really
guys who are
good
just
at
going to
it.
play the game for you?
Yeah. Just why not? You know, at this point, I do want to beat it by myself.
I mean,
though.
is
I
this,
want to give
is
it a
this
good
Patreon
try.
tier really worth it? Is it too much? Oh, God.
And Schweiss and I just did one, and it was hard.
Yeah, that's true. People
I'm
are
glad
like,
it was
I
this and not
legitimately
that, though.
want to know your opinion of the game after you try the first level a few times. I really want to
well,
know.
I'll find out after I'm done with God of War.
Because you get to a point where you're going through the game and you're going through it because you've memorized it to a certain point. And you know that there's a fucker hiding behind a tree right here who just runs out at
Yeah,
you.
you know exactly where all the dudes are hiding.
God damn it. It's just a point where you are succeeding because you've done it so many times you've memorized it.
Guys, I want to cry. I don't want to do this.
You'll be better at it after you play God of War. There's some similar control stuff.
Joe's getting his ass handed to him.
I'm
in God of
getting my
War, though.
ass handed to me in God of War. I'm playing on easy mode, by the way.
Oh, you're playing on easy?
And I'm getting
Fuck
my
that.
ass handed to me.
I was getting my ass handed to me
Okay.
on hard, I'll tell you that.
I had to switch around control schemes because I couldn't handle it. I wasn't
Shit.
getting my ass handed to me when I switched over.
Shit.
But I type 0 is like the same shit. You're attacking with one button, you're dodging with another. And it was the opposite. So I was fucking starting God of War yesterday, and I was like, oh my god, this is like dodging with X and selecting with circle, and with every other action game I've ever played, it's the opposite. Select is X, dodge is circle. And then like the down on the D-pad is the switch around button.
Yeah.
I had to change that. I had to change that to the L3 backwards thing because I didn't want like moving my thumb up like that wasn't working for me. Yeah. So after I did that, the game got a lot easier.
Good.
So
because Bloodborne's much harder, and there's no easy mode.
Yeah, I know.
One standard difficulty.
I mean,
It's still a ways away, though, so you got time.
it's not a ways
but
away.
He needs
I'm
to
going to start it on Thursday.
as soon as fucking possible.
No, I know. I'm saying.
And
like
then
the
I'm
deadline.
going to start full-time work for a couple months, and then I'm going to be shooting a movie. I have to beat these games like now.
Yeah, dude. We
They
still
have
got
to be
like
done
4
now.
weeks for God of War, 4 or 5.
So that's my situation right now. Is I have to get
And then
this
they
shit
have
done
Bloodborne like 2
because I'm
after.
not going to have time. So anyway, if you want to see me get shit done or die a lot, I guess, and be depressed and want to kill myself, twitch.tv/NudeClanGaming. You can tweet me at Joseph DeGolier.
Me at Obsidian Bob.
Me at Nude Clan Cam.
Me at UFF Podcast.
And if you want to go on our forums and ask a question, one question a week, we will choose, unless it's a question
You
week.
can also tweet with the hashtag NudeClanQ.
That's true. You can do that as well. It's nudeclan.net is our website. Our other shows are we have a Final Fantasy show called Ultima Final Fantasy, which we talk about a lot on here. There's also the Godzilla podcast if you want to hear me talk about movies or talk about Godzilla. Love Godzilla. And then there's also the Puff Puff Hour, a Dragon Quest podcast is available. It has Caleb Craig and a couple other people on it. And for a few chickens more.
Yeah. A Song of Schweiss and Johnson. Game of Thrones podcast. Need to record more episodes.
Yeah, you do. Anyways, I think that's going to be it for this week. We'll see you next time.
Enjoy the nude.
May the list go on.
Live always in the nude.
Fuck off.
Yeah!